And it's live. How are we doing, guys? I hope we're all well. Live for another live watch along today. Let me know if you can hear me. You can see me loud and clear. We have got a guest today, which is very good. Sam Fielding is back. Hello, Sam.
Hi, Ben. How are you, mate?
Very good. Are you okay to swap us around? Because I like being on this side. Is that okay?
Just
Love
like
that. Up the cods, a lot of people are saying in the chat. How are we, Sam? My guest today.
Yeah, very well. I've been out this morning in the heavy rain taking photos down at St Mary's School with the Clifton versus Paulton Town. So it's been a wet and windy morning, but it's great to be inside now. A bit of warmth and football, and that's what a Saturday afternoon's all about.
100%, 100%. And there's a question here. Why are we playing so early? I believe it's to save on the floodlight cost, Curtis, because obviously Gillingham haven't got much income coming at the moment. If they can get the games earlier, well, obviously I think the clocks go back tonight. It's going to start going dark and they're going to need the floodlights. So if they can play at 1 o'clock, they're going to probably not need them. So that's quite good. And they might not need them for as long. They might need them for like 10 minutes instead of throughout the 90 minutes, if you get me. But they might still have to use them when they play at 7 o'clock on a Tuesday, which I find quite baffling. Come on, MK, got them on my bet, Dan Alden says.
Yeah, I'm hoping for my sake that there's a positive result in the 3 o'clock kickoff down the road from us, Ben. But obviously the main focus is the Fleetwood game at 1. And what are your thoughts leading into this game, Ben? It's a place that Fleetwood have struggled in recent years. We've both been to the games, but what are your thoughts at a kickoff?
It's going to be an interesting game, Sam. Both sides are going to be in the top 10 come the end of the season, in my opinion. Gillingham started off well. They've won both 2 out of the 4 home games. And what I find weird about Gillingham, they've won both games. They've won at home by 2 goals, 3-1 against Oxford, 2-0 against Blackpool. Obviously, you'll know about that. And then they lost the other 2 games by 2 goals to 0. Obviously, Portsmouth, they lost 2-0 and Hull, they lost 2-0. Fleetwood haven't won away from home yet, so we'll want to get that. I have a good feeling today for some reason. I'm going to go for 2-0 to Fleetwood. I don't know why. Something's just telling me the Cods are going to get a big victory today.
Yeah, I can see Gillingham have picked up a few good results against certain teams, and again, I do think they'll go well. And we'll look through the Fleetwood Town lineup soon, won't we? But as football stands, as Fleetwood to win 1-0, in my opinion, it's going to be tough for you.
Yeah, it's a very tough game.
Again, there's other keep your score predictions coming in. We'll get them on the screen. But yeah, I think it could be a close one, but I think it'll be a 2-1 victory for Fleetwood, in my opinion.
Super unlucky me. Good luck, mate. Best of luck. Going to be an interesting game, Gillingham. I have the utmost respect for Steve Evans and what he's done there. But like I say, it's going to be an interesting one. And I'd rather pay a tenner, Sam, for watching Joey Barton and Steve Evans on the touchline. 2 very feisty characters. 2 characters that can get the best out of the team. And 2 very Marmite characters, like you could say.
Yeah, I think that's what he wants sometimes as a fan when your manager's very animated. I think if I was a player, I'd prefer to be. That's a good scoreline, wasn't it? 5-5.
Love it, treacle. Love it, treacle.
But yeah, you want managers who. Sorry about that, Ben. But yeah, you like a manager who's animated and they'll be up for it this day. Joey want to get that first victory on the road. Disappointing on Tuesday with the defeat Accrington, even despite playing well in the first half. Just second half seemed to just lose that composure, and fair play to Accrington. The game plan changed and Fleetwood couldn't cope with that long ball as they've been alluded to in the press conference. So it's going to be a different game, another physical battle for Fleetwood, but it's one I'm sure they can cope with and go and get 3 points.
Absolutely, it's a very difficult game. This game is on iFollow, and obviously a 1 o'clock kickoff. And Josh Daly has put 1-0 to Gillingham with a last-minute goal. You got lucky the other night where he said he'd donate £1 for every time Fleetwood scored, and he picked the right night because Fleetwood didn't score. Joey Barton is the best coach in the league. Chris, mate, I love it. Love it from you, son. If Pompey can beat them, so can you. Like I say, I don't take much notice in. Like, I remember when Burnley beat Liverpool and Accrington beat Burnley when Accrington in the league. And it's like saying, well, Accrington are better than Liverpool. It's like, you never know. Teams you catch on a different day. And I think they'll be in more high spirits today with them losing the other day. They'll kind of want to get a reaction.
Yeah, I'm sure they will do, and that's what's going to make this game really interesting. An early kickoff, which might throw a few plays in terms of the pre-match routines, but again, they've got to be able to adapt. And when you look at the team that Joey Barton's picked, Ben, we were talking just before we came on there, and it's a few surprises. Do you think in Fleetwood's 11? I know people can see at the bottom of the screen, but we'll bring the graphic up when you start talking.
Yeah, it's a very difficult lineup to predict where each of those playing. So we've got Luke Water in net, Tom Edwards, who would be probably definitely at right back. My two centre halves would be Connolly and Mulgrew. I think both of them will slot in there nicely. Danny Andrew on the left hand side. Now the midfield, I was kind of worried about. I think Matete might slip into there. I think Glenn Whelan will also slip into there as well. And I think maybe a Camps in there. It's either a Finley or a Camps in that. And the other one will be up front in a midfield attacking three, in my opinion, alongside Saunders and Paddy through the centre. I thought they both worked very hard the other night. And I'm disappointed to see Mackay being dropped because we said it the other night. It was unplayable first half. And if you look at that bench, you've got Duffy on there. Obviously, if you can bring the graphic back up, that'd be appreciated, Sam.
Yeah,
you've got Duffy on. You've got Duffy on the bench. You've got Barry Mackay on the bench. You've got Wes Burns on the bench. You've got Ched Evans on the bench. Now, these players are top quality League One players, and all we've got to do is get them on and hopefully score a couple of goals because Gillingham play good football and they're going to be an interesting side to watch this year. And they are very dogged. They are very dogged and they play how they like. They don't adapt. They play the Gillingham way, the Steve Evans way, and it works for them. What's your thoughts on the 11, Sam? Because I'm very mixed with it. I think it's good to keep changing up the side and Finley comes in, makes his full debut. Matete, I think it's only his second league start. So it's an interesting one, isn't it, Sam?
Yeah, the one surprised me, Finley, but maybe he's in there to rattle it up in midfield a little bit and get in their faces. As we were saying before, they're a very physical side, and we know what the type of player Finley is, which is going to help. The one that surprises me is Jay Matete, and he's a great player on the ball. He's superb, but will he just get out muscle today? I'm not 100% sure, but great to see Mulgrew in the team. I think he was great on Tuesday night. Edwards, again, a player who likes to attack. And what was great, Ben, going slightly off topic with him, but Joey said that some of these players that have come in have taken a pay cut to come and play football. And that just sums up the type of players that want to play for Joey, play for the club, and that they believe in the project. But I do think when I look at that starting 11 that Fleetwood are going to be the stronger of the two. And one of the comments that has come in today was that the super unlucky me says I'd have to say after seeing the lineups, I think that you, i.e. Fleetwood, have got a good chance today. So that's a Gillingham fan who watches a lot and has watched my streams with regarding Blackpool and Gillingham, and hopefully that's a good sign of things to come.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. It's super unlucky me. Thank you for tuning in. 0-0 draw. Stephen, we don't want a 0-0 draw, do we, Sam?
No, I think the game wasn't that entertaining on Tuesday, but it was great to watch the lads again. And obviously 3 years watching them and going away from that was strange. But I thought they put in a good performance in the first half. And if they can just convert those chances going forward and looking dangerous like Mackay did, again, come back to that. That's a strange one for me, but maybe just the physicality of it and games coming thick and fast with Tuesday night again coming up. He's got to adapt and have this strength and depth with. I think he does, but I really do think that if Fleetwood start off strong and play like they did in the first half against Accrington today, against Gillingham, I honestly don't see why not they can't go back on the bus home with all 3 points.
Absolutely, mate. And also, before we start the stream, if you could like it and also subscribe, that'd be massively appreciated. It helps the channel out massively. And also, we have to plug it before we go live. Also, subscribe to Sam's channel, which is
Oh, I thought you were going to say it is in the description below, but no, it's not.
A bit different, mate. A bit different. We're mixing things up.
We're mixing things up this week, but it's a Seasiders podcast, Seasiders Pod on Twitter and Facebook. So we do something a little bit different to what Ben does on a Saturday with a post-game analysis. But no, it's delighted to be on here, and hopefully I can see the boys in red pick up the win, as we said before. But as we look at IFL, Gillingham players are out, and Joe's just making them wait a little bit, isn't he? Bit of mind games, do you think, Ben?
Yeah, I think I'm a big fan of that, and I think we may be losing the other day. I always say things happen for the best, and things are always happening for a reason. And I remember when we went without a win for ages last year. You obviously remember it from your time in the media team, and then we just brought. Oh God, we're having technical difficulties. I'm sorry about that, guys. We apologise. No, you're sure you'll remember, mate. We drew to Bristol Rovers. They missed a penalty. I think it was the last minute, and we got a point there. And then we played Coventry. We got a point. So I think we drew 3 games in a row. And the media team at Fleetwood tweeted 3 games unbeaten for Glenn Whelan. And this Fleetwood page tweeted about, well, it's 3 games. It's not really anything to tweet about. The next game, we won 6 and drew 3, went unbeaten, got into the playoffs. And it was kind of like, wow, like what Glenn
Great
Whelan
player.
difference. And I just think that one player could be the difference today. The Fleetwood players are out. Obviously in red today. We played in our away shirt the other day. It didn't bring us any luck. I'm just hoping for a win because I want the Saturday to be happy and not miserable, because me and Sam, our last few Saturdays have been quite awful, haven't they, Sam?
As a Blackpool fan that hasn't had the results coming in our way, but MK Dons this afternoon at 3:00. Hopefully, the tide can change. Pardon the pun there from the File Coast, but like I said, all focus is on here, and looking at the match graphic on the iFollow, whether you're in front or behind. Looks like Fleetwood could go with Saunders up top, Madden to the left. Our pause minds are in sync, but again, it's going to be. Go on, Ben, you tell us that.
Bonham, old guy in there. You've got some Dominic Samuel, who was a signing from Blackburn Rovers in the summer. I'm just on the Fleetwood graphic now, by the way, mate. It's a strong team. You look at that, and I'm looking at the formation that I predicted. It's one of those kind of where lucky dip, like until you see. Thing is with Joey Barton, you don't know what lineup he's going to put out because he's so unpredictable, and that's what I thought. I thought Finley would be out wide, Madden on the left, which I'm surprised that I thought maybe Saunders would be on the left and Madden through the middle. I think Madden just needs that one goal, doesn't he? Because he got that one goal against Burton, then he got injured, and it feels kind of when Madden gets one, you know he's up and running. But it always takes a little while, a bit like Harry Kane in the Premiership, when he never scored through August, did he, for a few years? And then when he got his goal, he'd go and get 20, 30 goals a season. So do you think if he gets one today, we'll be up and running?
I believe so. Every striker thrives off confidence, and when they can bag that first goal, it's mentally it's key for them. But we know that Madden's that player who's going to get in and around the penalty box, 18-yard box, and if he gets a sighted goal, he's going to put it away 9 out of 10 times. But it's going to be tough against a strong and resilient Gillingham defence. But again, with Saunders up there, it's a different striking option as well. So we'll see how it plays out.
Exactly, and he's being left out the other day, so he'll have a point to prove. We're just over 30 seconds into the game, lads. If you're new, please like and subscribe, and also subscribe to Sam. And Fleetwood looking to get on the ball early, and we saw the other day how well we started, and it's going to be one of those where we need to take our chances early, isn't it, Sam? Because I was actually looking at the highlights from the game against Oxford, and Oxford had 20, 30 shots, and Gillingham had 6 or 7 and won the game 3-1. So Gillingham are in front of goal, good in front of goal. They've got their players, and it's one of those where you think they've been doing some finishing work in the training ground, saying, look, if we can get one, we can defend and get a 1-0 win. Because if we can get one, like we did against Hull, we went on to win the game. We scored first against Burton, we went on to win the game. In most games we've lost this year, we've conceded the first goal, haven't we? Rochdale away, we conceded first. Accrington away, we conceded first. Peterborough away, we did score first. Wimbledon at home, we conceded first. So it's one of those where if we get the first goal, I think we'll go on and win the game. It's massive, isn't it?
Oh, just again psychologically, that first goal just gives you and breathes you a bit of confidence for the rest of the game. If you go one goal behind and you look at previous seasons where Fleetwood have done well, they've scored really early on. That didn't sound right then. Really early on in games, and they've put teams to bed when we've looked at fixtures gone by. But again, it's that mindset that if you concede the first goal in any game, you don't tend to win them. That plays on your mind, and it's up to the manager and the coaching staff to take that out of the players. But as you said before, that when they have scored first in these games, that they tend to go on and win, and that's a really good stat to have. But this league's tough this year. We've seen that the teams that have come down, Charlton, teams that have come up, Swindon, Plymouth, Crewe. I've seen those three teams in action, and they're good sides, and it's not going to be easy. I think it's going to be tougher than last year. And that one side, as we said on Tuesday, that is consistent, like your Coventry's, Luton's from 2 years ago, they're the ones that are going to be successful. So if either Fleetwood or Blackpool can put a run of games together, they'll be up there come May, end of the season.
Exactly, and it's spot on. Agree with that. And Gillingham have an early free kick, and you look at that Gillingham line. They are without Kyle Dempsey, who we know very rare. He came on loan in 16-17, and my favourite ever memory of him was him scoring in the last minute in injury time after making an 80-yard run, and he won the game 3-2, and he took promotion to the last day. It was an unbelievable occasion. It was an unbelievable day, and it was one of those that will live long in my memory. I'll never forget because I couldn't go. I was gutted. It was one of the only games I missed all season. We win 3-2. So every time I've been to Gillingham, we've lost 3-0.
Every time I've been.
We lost 1-0. We've lost every time I've been. So I've been for 14-hour journeys, waking up at 4 a.m. to get back at midnight, feeling slightly depressed and slightly unhappy. But Joshua Taylor's in. Hi, Josh, up the cogs. But like I say, I think those teams early on with 3.5 minutes now just kind of testing each other out, aren't they, Sam?
Yeah, it's not really too much has gone on. A few long balls into the box, but both defenders have dealt with them really well. But going back to Kyle Dempsey, he's a player that on his day can be unstoppable. And I think it was the season before I came that Fleetwood got that result at Gillingham in the last minute. And again, it was a fantastic moment for the fans. And unfortunately, couldn't go up that season. Nice ball in the box there, but it's headed away for a Gillingham throw-in. But
yeah,
again, they've got
about 2 seconds in front of me. So
I'm going to pause it for 2 seconds then. One.
I'm on 4:06, mate. Hello, Matty Weston. How are we, pal? Hello, mate. Louis or Lewis. Hello, son. Do you remember me? Ipswich away. Yes, I do. Carnage. I think there was 86 of us there, or 68 there that day. A couple of Collier and Norwich fans were there, and one of my favourite away days. It was good to see you, and thank you for popping in the stream, mate. Good luck for the season, and hopefully you can bounce back to the Premier League. Football Prime Ginger said, who do you think will win the Golden Boot this year in the League One, by the way?
Golden Boot, wow, that's an interesting one. That's a very tough question. Clark Harris has always been up there with the Bristol Rovers, and obviously now at Peterborough.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
Dominic Samuels, who plays for Gillingham. Madden's always got a chance. He bagged 19 and 18 goals in the last 2 seasons, which is a fantastic turnaround for him. I actually can't do. I'm going to go for Clark Harris. I think with the way that Peterborough play and the way that they create chances, he's going to score more goals than he misses. So I'm going for Clark Harris. If I'm wrong at the end of the season, that's my look in it.
Yeah, well, Madden could be up there. Clark Harris, like you say. You've got a few others. You've got. I don't think Sunderland will have a top goal scorer because they have a lot of players that score, 8s and 10s. You like Gooch, Maguire, those types of players that can get 10, 12 goals a season. It's a good ball into the box. It's headed away. But I think it's one of those years where it's up for grabs for a top goal scorer. And it's going to be like an interesting season because no team at the moment this time. Ipswich don't have a clinical striker that I can go and see getting 25 goals, if you get what I mean there. Lincoln have a few. Obviously, Matt Godden's left the league now. Ian Henderson's left the league. So we've had a lot of players leaving this league who were in the top goal scorers last year, haven't we? Obviously, Godden, like we just said, Henderson. I bet 6 or 7 out of the top 10 from last year are playing in a different league now.
Yeah, that's an interesting stat, but I'm gonna stick my neck on the line and go with Clark Harrison. Referee does really well there not to give the free kick. Very, very soft, I thought. But again, looks like Madden is gone on the left, hasn't it?
outstanding touch from Saunders, just holding it up. And for a young lad, he's got a mature challenge that Matete can drive.
This is what Matete's good at.
Matete
That's a foul, referee.
Again, draws the foul. And again, Fleetwood have a free kick about 20-odd yards from goal. Would you say, Simon? He just picks up the ball. Saunders just well to hold it up. And then Matete just drives it. And reminds me a bit like Kyle Dempsey, you know, when he first came to the club, just wanting to get on that ball and drive it forward. And again, very clever play. He knows he probably won't be going anywhere because Gillingham have a lot of men back. All the player can do is commit the foul. And Danny Andrew has a chance
this is
7 minutes to whip one in. And,
this is a great area, Ben, isn't it?
For Danny Andrew to create a chance. 7 minutes in, Mulgrew, Andrew, and I think it's Edwards over it. It's hit.
Oh, wow.
It's shook over the bar. That is an awful free kick. All that hype for that. It was Edwards who makes his full debut today. Came on the other day. And again, not the best of strike there, Sam. He'll be disappointed with himself, won't he?
I think everyone associated with Fleetwood would be disappointed with that one. If you were playing rugby, you would have got the kick, whatever you said, an extra point. But yeah, just very poor. I think you've got technically better free kick takers in Andrew and Mulgrew there. And I'm surprised if they're not on the next free kick because that was a great area, 20, 25 yards out.
Yeah.
Again, the weather doesn't look great down there as well. So it's going to cause people issues. But yeah, wrong player, wrong time there, I think. But a great chance of Fleetwood and Matete showing what he can do. Going forwards with the ball and really putting them under pressure. And that's what he's really good at, just gliding on the surface and unlocking defences. So may long that continue.
100%, Sam. Spot on. And Josh Daly's put in thoughts on Pompey's new signing, Geordie Awula, on a 6-month deal until January, I believe, and replacing Harrison, who's injured for a bit. And Gillingham launch a ball and it only goes as far as Jason Lukewater in the goal. Decent signing for that Portsmouth. Obviously, we saw him for a year on loan. He's one of those that scored now and again, but he always worked hard, didn't he?
Yeah, I liked him, and I'm gutted that we never signed him with Joey when he came in that summer. I think Geordie was superb. The amount of goals that he scored from coming off the left. I think that's first season under Joey. We didn't have that option out there really, and Geordie's gone on to do well at Coventry last season. Scored a worldie against us, didn't he? Down at their place. I think it was last season or the season before.
Or was it Birmingham, wasn't it?
Was it at Birmingham? No, I think it was at the
the
actual Rico. Yeah, he just came in.
When you say
sorry.
I kept meaning
no. I keep saying it's bad, isn't it?
Tinfield him, get him sorted out, son. But yeah, he's a good player. Needs confidence, and he just needs that arm around the shoulder. He reminds me of that type of player, doesn't he? Where he just needs that little bit of love.
Yeah, and some players do that. And as a manager, you've got to identify which players actually need to be loved or an arm around them, or those that need an absolute shouting to. But yeah, he's a great player, and I'm sure he'll go on to do well at Pompey, and the fans will love him there, whether they're watching on the TVs in the front room or in the stadiums, hopefully in the not too distant future.
100%. Any questions for us, let us know. 10 minutes in, what's been your thoughts so far on the half, Sam?
It's been quite even. I think you've said before that I think Fleetwood have looked dangerous when Matete's got on the ball and looked to drive at the defence. We've not seen much of Madden yet. Whelan's got on the ball, but again, he's going to sit a little bit deeper today with no Coots in there. But Gillingham put 2 or 3 balls in the box and not really tested Luke Weiler too much in the Fleetwood goal. So you've got to say a good opening 10 minutes for Fleetwood.
100%, but we never get too ahead of ourselves because obviously we saw what happened at Accrington Stanley the other night.
We certainly did.
100%, and Gillingham are one of those sides that they score a lot of late goals and they know how to keep going. They're one of those fitter sides, and I think the other day what changed the game was being on top, and then the manager just basically rollicks them and changes the system and plays different way, just goes long, and it worked. And Steve Evans won't be afraid to do that. And I'd love to go in at half time with a lead so we can go and protect something instead of 0-0. He said he wants to win them. Yeah,
I'm just looking at kind of the last few games been on. Excuse me, it's Soccer Base. Last year, obviously, only played him once. I think we were meant to go to Gillingham the weekend the lockdown was announced. 1-1 victory at Highbury.
1-1 victory.
I know, yeah. A 1-1 draw, obviously Madden scoring and Kubiak getting a late equaliser. Down again at Fleetwood the season before, 1-1. Husband, last minute free kick in the pouring rain, if I remember rightly.
Whether Kubiak, who scored last year, was on loan at Fleetwood.
He was on loan at Fleetwood. Yeah, he was. And then Gillingham, last time down at the Priestfield, it was a 3-0 victory for Gillingham. I remember I was on Radio Lancashire that day, and just Fleetwood never turned up to the races. And so far, so good for Joey Barton and his side.
100%. And I think when you look back at that 3-0 game, I think there's a lot of change in that side. I think that day we had Jason Holt in the side. We had Taylor, who we signed from ex-Newcastle. And we had a lot of players kind of carrying on. We had Chris Long in the side. And it was a difficult one because I remember that around that time we played Peterborough. We lost it 1-0. We did beat Blackpool around that period as well. Just before that, this was in the October, that was in the November. But Gillingham's always a tough place to go in. Fair play to Steve Evans. Obviously, before he went in, he had a 29.7% win record at home. In the last 21 games, he's won 11 games of that. So just over 50% win record. And to go from 29% to 50-odd%, it's a huge difference. And it just shows you what a manager can do.
This is where Fleetwood can be dangerous, but I'll come back to that. But trying to break on Gillingham, they've pushed so many bodies forward.
Good header.
Go on.
Fleetwood could be in. Matete, he just turns back. Matete can drive. Okay, Matete waits for runners into Whelan. Whelan does that well. Edwards, just a delicious cross. Goes all the way to the back post and avoids everyone. But like I say, it's good to have a proper right back there, knowing the positioning, knowing when to get back and when to get forward. And like we say, Madden does so well with that ball, doesn't he, Sam? And Matete does so well. Maybe if that he's a couple of years' experience on him, he could drive in there and get a shot at goal and check. Test Jack Bonham, I think he's one of the best goalkeepers in the league. What's your size on Fleetwood, Sam?
Yeah, again, Matete being that late runner, the one who's making that late run into the box and causing the Gillingham back line and midfield some issues. And I just think it didn't bounce kindly for him with the defender's header. I thought it was a good header at first from the camera angle, but it just seemed to not fall for him. And I think if it does fall for him, he takes that step into the 18-yard box and gets a strike away. But got to say, Matete's really impressed me so far in the opening 14 minutes of this game.
Superb, Sam. Thank you. Great analysis. Again, Gillingham got a throw. And again, that's one thing Paddy does do. He tracks back for the cause, doesn't he? And he does it so well.
He's a great player to have in your team. Madden is a fan's favourite at the club and someone I love to work with on a daily basis. He was such a character in the dressing room and in the training complex at Poolfoot Farm, and he just wants to win. He's a winner, but not for himself, but as a team as well. And that's what Joey's brought into this team. I know Madden was here before Joey came in, but those characters that are really going to push on and help the team win, because at the end of the day, you don't win anything as an individual. You win league titles or promotions being a team, and if they can really push on and bring some more bodies in the January transfer window, I really don't see why they won't be up there come May.
100%. And with Madden, obviously he's a goal scorer and he likes to score goals, but he will always work hard and get back for the team. And he's just one of those so selfish strikers. And he always looks in behind music. Like then he just tried something on the left-hand side, tried to just dink young Harvey Sons in behind, just a bit overtouched, but he's one of those types of players that can see maybe other things other players can't.
Exactly. It's best positions down the middle, whether he's two up top with him and Ched or him and Harvey, for example, in this game. And it wouldn't surprise me if it gets to that 60, 70-minute mark and it just say it's still 0-0 or 1-0 to either side, that he swaps it around, because at the moment he's just trying to consolidate the midfield and get bodies in and around. But Saunders, for me, just needs that extra body around him, that tall striker, hold-up striker versus someone who's going to run in behind. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But so far, so good, Ben. And I bet you're glad you're not in the away end there as the camera pans towards it with no roof on it.
100%. That's the only one positive. George always takes a mick and he's just put, how are the council comps going? That's the one positive. Every time we've been there, we take about 50, 60 fans. And I remember I didn't go to this one. Graham Alexander got sacked. Saunders, we'll come back to that in a moment. Saunders again looking hungry on this far side. And again, he just commits a foul. Gillingham are one of those teams and he goes into the box so that can be wary. He just picks up the ball. He wasn't really going anywhere. And I think his old guy who, it's a poor challenge, isn't it? And just commits and Fleetwood have a chance to whip a ball in.
Yeah, I think Ogilvie, has just got caught there the wrong side of Saunders. He's nervous about his pace, that once he gets behind him, he's not getting back. And credit to Saunders there, hold him off. But a chance now for Whelan to hopefully whip this ball in the box. And we know they've got tour players to get on the end of it.
100%. And we're doing okay, George. It's been quite even so far in the opening 17 minutes. Still nil. So good ball whipped in. Ball. And and there was Sam Finley was rushing in there. We did well there. It was a good ball in, and yeah, just bounced awkwardly and just misses a couple of players. Not bad, and a good chance of Fleetwood against Sam.
Yeah, they put the ball in. I thought at first it's well wider where it should be, but must be a little bit of a wind or a breeze because the ball seemed to whip in that dangerous area, and Camps was only inches away from getting a touch on the ball, and it really could have been a chance there for Fleetwood to take a 1-goal lead after 18 minutes in this game. But you've got to say, Ben, I'm impressed with how Fleetwood has started. I don't know about you.
100%. I'm very impressed. I think we've done very well the opening 18 minutes. And hello to Hull City Vlogs. Best of luck today. Let me know who your team played today, guys, in the comments down below. We're very interesting, and Fleetwood could either go to 11th today, or we could slip into the bottom 4. It's one of those early season games.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. And as I said there, just on the screen, Ogilvie's yellow card just confirmed there. It's so tight, League One. If you can put a run of results together, you can see yourself in the top half and maybe even the playoff places at this early stage. But as most fans are probably aware, you don't really judge your team until you've played 10 to maybe 15 games in a season. This one's, as I said on Tuesday, such a strange season where teams have been off for a while. Only certain League One teams played due to the playoffs. And there's not really been a pre-season due to that togetherness or not being able to travel. So it's going to be so tricky this year. I can't really predict who's going to go up or who's going to go down this year, but it's just going to be an entertaining season as the rest of them are.
I'll drive, I'll give, or I'll guide, if he actually does well. Madden picks on and Fleetwood Ring.
Oh, what a chance.
Oh, it's a big chance. It's a massive chance. And again, Fleetwood working out the blink of nothing. It was a mistake from the Gillingham back 4. Fleetwood have done that well so far and pressed. And again, it was just a looping ball in the air. It was a 1 in the air. And again, Saunders to Madden. Saunders back.
That's
and again, he takes a deflection. It's an actual cracking tackle that blocks the shot. Great last-ditch defending from Gillingham that saved the lines. Fleetwood should be 1-0 up there, Sam, as we've got a corner. We will come back to that in a minute. Corner taken in. No short corner this time. Went to the back post and headed out again. And that'll go out for a goal kick. Good work from Fleetwood, Sam.
Yeah, great move. And I think Finley gets the initial header to go towards Madden. I don't know if it'll show. No, it's showing the corner now. But a great move. Just a little one touch on the heads of Finley and Madden and Saunders. Done the right thing there and trying to get the shot away. I thought Finley was trying to get on the end of the 1-2, but Saunders was in a much better position. And you've got a good credit to the Gillingham central defender there. He's got tight to his man. He's closed the shot down, and if he doesn't get there or he's a few yards away, it's a goal to Fleetwood, and the keeper's going to have no chance from 6 yards out. So I'll have to see. I don't know why has Conley gone down here. Is it muscle injury? Is it some blood he's maybe got on him?
I think he's okay. Kinde's a big lad. Obviously, yeah, Loudmouth was in here before. Big lad. They love him at Barnet. Barnet legend, I'd say. He'll cause a few problems. I think
must have got a nosebleed.
Oh, hopefully he's all right. And if you could like the stream, guys, put it on 23 likes. So if we could try and get to, let's go for 50 by the end of the stream, that'd be massively appreciated. A bit of a break in play, 21 minutes in. How would you think both managers will be feeling so far? I think both managers will be reasonably happy. I don't think any have got cause for concern, and Joey Barton will be wanting that goal ASAP.
Yeah, I think the golden chance and the moment was was there, wasn't it, for Saunders to have? And just unfortunately, there was a defender in the way. And if he's not there, as I said before, it's Fleetwood a 1 goal up after 20 minutes. But yeah, it's been a bright start. And I don't think Steve Evans will be too impressed with how his team's come about. They've got a man down on the floor as the camera pans to the left, and Connolly's got another nosebleed. Do you know what? I'm trying to think. There was a game last season, Ben. I don't know if it was Wickham away when we won 1-0.
Massive nosebleed. Yeah,
on the same wavelength.
Last minute, he dived in the way and it smashed his face.
But that's what you want to, from your point of view, and as a general fan of football, you want to see people who are putting their bodies on the line, don't you? That are going to fight for the cause, and that's why Connolly's come back and why Joe want him back, because he's that sort of player.
Well, Sam,
I was going to say big news.
I don't know, guys at home. I have spent some hard-earned cash. I say hard-earned. I sit around making YouTube videos. It's not a proper job. Sponsored Callum Connolly. I can't wait to eventually meet, because he's one of the only Fleetwood players I've never met. Really? I think I've met everyone else, barring Mackay and Connolly. They're the only two I don't think I've met. Obviously, I liked him last year. When I saw the media team tweeted it out, I wanted to sponsor him. So absolutely buzzing. Hopefully a couple of videos come in with Callum as well, and get his shirt at the end of the season. And he's a very good player. He'll play at a higher level one day. He's played for Ipswich already. He's played for Wigan. He's played for Lincoln. And he's really settling in at Fleetwood, isn't he?
Yeah, he really is, to be fair. And that's just down to the environment, that it's such a good place to come into. As you know, and I know full well, that every player in there is open arms and welcomes everyone that comes into the dressing room. And I'm not surprised that players settle in so quickly at Fleetwood. We saw Mackay do the same thing last year. Whelan comes in, and I think his first game was at Bristol Rovers away last season. And again, he's gone on to do some great things. Rarely lost when he's played. Is it 12 games or
he played
him unbeaten?
He played 12 or 13 last year, including the playoffs. And Connolly should have had a hat-trick that night, shouldn't he, at Wickham?
Yeah,
if that really should have. I was thinking, great escape, but he's one of those that gets in the opposition and he's so energetic. And I tweeted 3 days before the window saying, lad, please get Connolly back on. We got him back, and it's just a great opinion it's a great signing. And him and Mulgrew, we've got a proper defence now, haven't we? And it looks really, really good. And hello, Mark, by the way. Mark Rooney, absolute legend. Best of luck to City today.
Yeah, I think he's another player that Joey alluded to that has taken a bit of a wage cut to, what's word played by camps there. One of the players taken a bit of a pay cut to come in. And
superb ball. Madden, edge the box. Saunders.
Taken away from him.
The box. Gillingham have got men back. Good movement from Fleetwood. Fleetwood can get a shot away. He's blocked again. The Gillingham back four holding stern. Edwards again. 20 yards from goal. It's a lovely ball from the Stoke low knee. And again, he's put out for a corner. Edwards, who's on loan from Stoke. We've seen how low knees, and we've had a lot of players who play for both Fleetwood and Stoke. You look at John Parkin, Mark Duffy, Harry Souter, now Edwards. So good play from Fleetwood, Sam. And we've got a corner to really cause some problems.
Yeah, that was a lot better ball in the box by Edwards there. Free kick in the set piece before wasn't great, but that ball made the defender think a little bit, and he's done well to head it over the crossbar. But corner here from Danny Andrew to take.
Danny Andrew, left-footed. Again, we're not taking a lot of short corners today, Sam, like we have been doing in previous weeks. It's a great ball in. If the keeper comes and scrambles, Fleetwood can't quite get it there, and Gillingham away. Fleetwood again with a big chance. Again, Fleetwood have kind of had big periods of this 25 minutes so far. And again, he's back with Luke Water. And again, it's worrying because we are creating chances. We saw against Burton, we created loads of chances, and we could only score one in the first half. We saw against Accrington Stanley the other day, we had 6 massive chances. We've had 3 or 4, and again, still not put one in the onion bag, Sam.
Yeah, that's you don't win games unless you put the ball in the back of the net. And I said there's again good chance, but a lot better defending compared to what Accrington were. I think Fleetwood were wasteful on Tuesday, and so far when Fleetwood have had the chance, that there's been 2 or 3 Gillingham defenders in and around them to block the shot. But as I said before, Joey Barton will be so pleased with the opening quarter of an hour in terms of how they've played. Say quarter of an hour, 25 minutes, should I say? But yeah, just need that goal, don't they? Just to settle the nerves again. I think they've settled in well, but it'll give them more confidence going forward.
He said because of floodlight cost, mate, and they want to get the teams home earlier. So I'm just happy that the game's going ahead because Accrington and Stanley, I'm not going to say the word, I've had a couple of positive cases. So their game is off. They've had 8 positive, and we played them on Tuesday. So I'm just happy that we're playing. I want to go back to that comment about Callum Connolly, Sam. He got a great assist against us, didn't he, when he played? And he didn't settle in very well, he says. And he was in that, I think they lost 6-0 last year to Oxford at home. Mike Opperton's first game, I think. And again, he was awful that day. But their loss is our game, and I'm very happy to have him. And again, you see that with some players where they're amazing at some clubs and great at others. Maybe the change of manager early on in the season didn't help him. Because we've seen that where you've been a favourite with a manager, then the managers have left the club. And he's been excellent for Fleetwood ever since. He's given his heart on the sleeve, and he bleeds red. He bleeds red. As we saw at Wigan, Sam.
And we've seen today by the looks of it on the touchline. But as I said, he's one of those players that he wants to believe in a cause, and maybe Lincoln wasn't the right club, and we've seen other players go elsewhere and shine. I'm trying to think of examples of players that I know that have gone. It's not worked out for them at one place, but they've moved somewhere in the next season and been unbelievable. And for Connolly to come out again and move away from Everton on loans, a huge credit to himself that he believes in how he can play. I'm surprised no Championship clubs were after him. And Everton maybe could have kept him on due to the amount of games that are coming this season. But like I said, it's a huge asset for Fleetwood, as well as Mulgrew coming on loan and signing Whelan on a deal again this summer. But they've got a really good squad, and if they can make more additions in the next transfer window, they'll just go from strength to strength. And you're just seeing what Joey's trying to build now with his 3rd season in charge.
100%, and I agree with that. And Mark Reesley is listening to us, instead of watching City, and he's got the Fleetwood game on the other TV. I love that. Thank you very much. And some big news coming out soon. So you might not see us from this location very soon, Sam. So we can say for now. Madden does well and picks up the ball halfway. Like I say, Madden does that so well. He reminds me a bit like a Bobby Firmino, how hard he works for the cause. And I think he's one of the best defensive strikers in the league. He wins every header from the opposition corner. He runs and runs and runs. I bet when it comes to running charts, over the season for strikers, I bet he's right up there for average kilometres per game.
Yeah, he's as I said before, someone's going to run for the cause and do the job for the team. And Fleetwood just having a really good spell in terms of possession here, and if they can put the ball in a dangerous area.
Dangerous area, and again headed away. It bounced awkwardly, didn't it there, Sam? It really did. And Edwards again getting on that ball, and the cross isn't a great one. He does well to drive his man like Wes Burns does. He does get it in the box, and it causes problems, and he's asking questions of that back line. And it's very unlucky. And Fleetwood got another corner, and Danny Andrew, who we've seen have a lot of success from crosses over the 2 years he spent at Fleetwood nearly now, and it's a great ball. Danny Andrew again into the goalkeeper's hands, and Fleetwood can't cause many problems. Half an hour, Sam. It's 0-0, and it's been a good half an hour for Fleetwood. Yeah,
very good half an hour for the Karami, and fans watching and listening to us will be pleased with how they've started, because we know what's happened at previous times when we've gone to Gillingham, and if they can, like I said, just get that goal, a chance maybe here for Gillingham to have a strike.
The great start. Oh, it's just wide. And again, that's a sucker punch, guys. That really is. And we saw it against Accrington where they only have one shot on target. Gillingham are a good side. They find pockets. They've got Samuel on. They've got Akinde on. They've got some great midfielders, and they've just found a room of space. And again, they're in behind. It's a great shot. It just finds it wide. But again, Gillingham just show him, you don't get complacent, Fleetwood. Just because you're having the better of the ball and the better of the shots, we're here to compete and we can score at any time. And that might be a lesson to Fleetwood. And it might have been saved. It's a corner and it's blocked away, and still not clear, Sam.
No, definitely not. And Elliot's just got a comment in from the Gillingham. Oh, wrong one. It's glitched.
Fleetwood coming away here. Oh, no.
He's just said, come on, Gillingham, with that chance just coming through. But again, that's what Fleetwood has to be wary of, that it only takes one long ball and a touch. But, look, Weiler's done really well there to come out of his area to command that. And it's Manuel Neuer, wasn't it there, Ben?
Manuel Neuer, yeah, it was. It was more like Matty Garrett, Like I say, we've got most people in we've watched for a long, long time. So thank you for your support, guys. And Gillingham in behind again. It's loads of room opening up. It goes 1-1. The goalkeeper's in the post. Gillingham should be 1-0 up. Still not clear. Pulls it back and Fleetwood get away with it. I think it was a Kinde. Was it Sam? And again, John Akinde, we've seen him do a lot in League Two in the National League with Barnet. And again, come to Gillingham in the January. He just goes 1-on-1. There's so much room. It's so sloppy from Fleetwood. They just take their eye off it for a minute. He goes 1-on-1. And I think Akinde gets a little bit complacent, thinking he's got more time than he did. And hits the outside of the post. And Fleetwood very fortunate to be still 0-0 in the last couple of minutes. The tide's turned.
Yeah, this is what happens in games. If you're on top for half an hour or so, just watch this chance back now. Just again, Edwards is so far out of position.
Ball by Graham, I think it is. It's a
great touch, but what he doesn't do there as a striker is get the ball out of his foot. He kind of puts it underneath his body and doesn't have that chance to open it up and go to the far corner. But again, a great chance for them. And like I said, if you lose a bit of concentration in the back line, Gillingham on that side to punish you. And unfortunately for them, they haven't gone 1-0 up.
Again, I think Luke Water did well with his positioning there, didn't he? He just showed him that side. And he could have gone round the goalkeeper, but he did really well to kind of hold his position, didn't he, there, Sam? I just thought he was outstanding in how he did that.
Yeah, he really was. But again, I think it's just a mistake in the kind of the back line there, and Fleetwood just have to go again, put that little bit, that 2 or 3 minute spell behind them, because they've been the dominant side so far, as some of the people in the chat have said, as along with us. So you're going to get spells in the game where Gillingham are on top, but it's just a matter of Fleetwood's back line and midfield just closing the game out in those moments.
Can I just say, guys, by the way, my heart rate, right, is normally between 65 and 70. I'm watching Fleetwood and I'm sat down comfortable. It's 91 right now.
Wow.
So Fleetwood, honestly, the amount of stress they put on me, my airline's gone at the front. I've gone all of a sudden to a barcode. So Fleetwood, my air's coming out, my heart's going. And what I do for this football club, Mark Rooney's come on, Fleetwood. Hello, Ben. Unlucky again, Gillingham. Thank you for the support, Elliot. Much appreciated. Best of luck. Good start from Fleetwood. Much better side. Have you been watching the game, Dazza, or have you just been watching along with us? Hello, Black Plessio 4, my guy. Welcome to the stream. 2-0 comfortable win, Ben says. And Elliot's in again with a come on, Gillingham. It's been a good start for both sides. I think Fleetwood dominated the first 25, 26 minutes. And ever since then, the last 9 or so minutes have been kind of Gillingham's for the taking. Yeah,
definitely. It looks like Dominic Samuel's just taken a knock with the medical staff on the pitch. So we'll, for Gillingham and for the game's sake, I hope he plays. He's a great player to watch and someone who likes to get in, like I said, that back line, playing the last defence. But something's happened here with Evans and the manager. It's just a replay. He's not happy, is he, with something that's gone on? Again, 2 feisty characters, as we said before.
I love
on the
it.
touchline. I love him, to be fair.
Can we bond
Imagine having a manager
honestly,
camera.
I love Steve Evans. Guys. I've said it many, many times. He's a top quality manager. He came in with Gillingham in a poor side, one of the worst sides in League One. And he's got him to kind of, I thought they could have got in the playoffs last year. They do a lot of games when they probably should have won, but the drawing games that they would have lost last year, and they're competing against the better sides. And you've got to put respect on that man's name. He's got a couple of great victories in his time. He obviously came to Bloomfield Road last year and, I think it was 3-2 and a remarkable victory. I think we were we at Wickham or were we I think it was Wickham away, and they played Gillingham and we both won. And then we saw the Gillingham fans in the service station on the way back, and we were both buzzing, and we were congratulating each other. And I met a couple of my mates who were Gillingham fans that day.
Just a quick one. Obviously, Joe is the manager, and I hope he's there for a long time. But would Steve Evans ever be a fit for you at Fleetwood in terms of his style of play and how energetic and how feisty he gets? Is he a manager you'd like to see in charge of your team at some point, or a manager of his type?
I love Joey Barton, as you know, and I've said there's no pressure from me.
Yeah.
And that's what I like. And I didn't agree with his comment the other night about I'd rather lose playing like us and win playing like them. For me, it's win at all costs. But I can see where it's coming from, where normally if you play better football, it comes along. Do you know what I mean? So you do have those games where you play bad and you'll win the game. For example, I thought Villa first half against Leeds last night were on top and Leeds win 3-0, which is like ridiculous. And it's a good ball and away again. It falls to Graham. Gillingham's still not done. We'll come back to that in a moment. Gill's chance to cross on this left-hand side. The shot is fired and it's eventually saved by Luke Watering goal, and he'll go short to Edwards. Edwards has always been wanting that ball, and he's been very good to watch so far, Sam. But going back to Steve Evans' comment, going to keep us on. Going back to that Steve Evans comment, I love him at Fleetwood. I like him. He's a top quality manager. He's experienced. He's managed Rotherham, Leeds, Mansfield, Gillingham, plenty more to name, and he's a top guy. I'm a big fan of him. He's got the best, and I said a few years ago, they were a poor side with a goal scorer in the team in Tom Eaves. Now I think they're a top quality team without a Tom Eaves in the side, but they have got Samuel who's fitted the bill so far. And I think what he's done with Gillingham has been amazing. It's a great ball, and Matete just can't quite clear. But I'd love him at Fleetwood. I'd take him every day of the week when Joey does move on. I've said it many times, Joey will go right to the top. And he's changing for the better. Obviously, he's a top quality man, and some of the things you just want to work with him. Obviously, have you still got numb fingers from what he made you do to him? If you want to explain the story.
Oh, yeah, that was I told her Wednesday, didn't I? There was a cryo chamber, I think they called it, like an ice, I don't know, like a freezer room at the training ground, and we're in there, and we were just joking around. Joey was about to go in, and he's invited me and the other media guy, and just to see what it's like and see what the players go through after training. It's all really good for your muscles if you've done a long workout. And we're in there, and obviously you put your shorts on, hat, gloves, mask, socks. But Joey never told me to put some gloves on. So I've gone in there, and I'm like a minute into it in the second room. It's -50, I think, or maybe even colder. And I'm like, Joe, is this right? Like shivering, thinking my hands are really cold. I've got my hands down, like my shorts in the pockets, thinking. And he starts laughing. I'm like, what's going on here? And he comes out afterwards and went, you meant to wear gloves fielding. I was like, why didn't you tell me? So I've got socks on, and my fingertips were numb for at least 2 weeks. But again, that's just you can imagine what fun he had in the dressing room at Newcastle and Man City at the time. But
that's what you want. Because that's how you bond with your manager, and that's how kind of you want to be, and you want to have a laugh. And he's one of those managers that I think he can be serious, and he'll say you need to do this, but then he'll have a joke with you, and he's man management to a point. I know he's got rid of a few bigger players like Hunters, and the one I've been gutted about is Easton going, but he's got a great contract at Salford. It's a brilliant ball into the back post. He's got a great contract at Salford now, Ashley Easton, and I wish him all the best. Yeah. He was a brilliant lad. It's a great ball in. And again, heading away. Fleetwood just looking a bit solid. I'm not actually going to say that until half time, because I said we looked good defensively the other day. We could see you 3 minutes later. If you could like the stream, guys, that would be massively appreciated. And also subscribe to Sam's channel. It's a good ball, headed over the post, headed over the bar. It's a good movement, isn't it, Sam? And I think it's that man, Dominic Samuel, again, the number 9. Again, he just creates those little pockets, doesn't he, in behind, and he can get that header away.
I'm just watching the replay now. He just drops off Mulgrew there, and Mulgrew's too busy ball watching to see what's going to happen. And as any good striker does, he just drops off a little bit and then goes and meets the ball. But he hasn't quite made the correct contact and directed it where he wanted to. But you've got to say Gillingham have had the best of the last 10 minutes of this game. Just Fleetwood need to settle down again, because, as you said before, in the first 20, 25 minutes, they were on top, Fleetwood. But Gillingham just having a foot in the game, and they won't want half time to come.
1-1, Phil Foden at City. Good luck to Charlton this afternoon. Sunderland versus obviously some big games this week, isn't there, Sam, in League One?
Yeah, big game, and that's a foul there on Matete. Big game. Obviously, look at my team, Blackpool. They're playing at kind of a 6-point relegation battle against MK Dons today. It's a big game, to be fair, and hopefully the Seasiders can come out on top. Portsmouth, Sunderland. Fingers crossed. I've got the dog in the background, so I apologise. You're a dog barking, but I think that's a big game. Pompey, Sunderland. I think is another game that's playing today. This is a big game because teams are looking to really push on in their hope for kind of pushing on forwards. But like I said before, there's no easy game. They're all tough this year in League One, and you just got to be able to get 3 points, whether you're playing good football or doing it pretty ugly.
Yeah, I think you went there for a minute, but you're back now. Can you hear me okay still, Sam?
Yeah, I can hear you. It might have just been my mic, to be fair, and the dog barking in the background.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry. And he's got a great leap, Daniel. I think we alluded to it the other day. He's got a better leap than people think he has. He won the header there, did well.
Yeah, he did, to be fair. And like I said, if you can, as a defender or attacker, if you can jump or leap that a second or two just before, most of the time you're going to pick up those headers. But it's going to be interesting. What just Joey Barton just see out the next 3 minutes plus injury time and regroup. As I think is super lucky me, as just alluded to, I have to say, I think it's been a game that's been fairly even, and I agree with that comment. I don't know about you, but first, say 22 minutes was Fleetwood. The second half of that first half has been Gillingham so far, and just lacking that little bit of quality in the final third.
Gillingham have a corner. Thank you for your analysis there, Sam. And they're just packing that box, if you notice, Sam, how many people are on that goalkeeper, because he might have been a bit weak the other day for the goal. Apparently there was a foul there. I've not looked at it back. And it's a good ball. Again, great header away again. He's done well. And Graham is a very busybody for Gillingham. He's always working hard. And Gillingham have won it back. There's an overload for Gillingham, and they can get it in the box. It's a great chip to the back post.
Get out.
Great save. Good save by Lukewater. He had to be alert. He could have probably catched it, but again, the main thing he's done there is keep the ball at the back of the net. He's been alert. It was fairly straightforward. I know goalkeepers don't like that saying, as when we spoke to Alex Cairns back in July. It was a good ball.
No, you can't catch them. You're not catching them, Ben. No, that's come at him some pace, and
I've been a bit harsh. If that
very
was
harsh.
I'd be saying, "Oh, what a brilliant save!"
No, it was a great save because it's come through a lot of bodies, and it's come at a fair bit of pace. To be fair to the I don't think he could have caught that, but what he's done is parried it into an area where it's away from danger, and Edwards was able to clear it away. But again, just Fleetwood need to settle down and just get into half time, regroup, have a cup of tea, whatever you need to do to warm up, and go back out in the second half with a little bit more confidence, because it's just not really happening in the last 5-10 minutes especially. But they've got the pace of Saunders, they've got Madden's work right up top, and they've got the creativity midfield, so hopefully it's only a matter of time.
100% agree. And super lucky me is back. He's been an even game, and he said both teams had good chances, like we alluded to. I wouldn't say we've had a shot on target yet, but like a proper real one that's tested the goalkeeper. But they have, and it's still 0-0, Sam.
Yeah, Joey, Madden's gone through there. He's not quite sure why it's been given. Joey and Baz Nick on the touchline just to the right of our screens there were complaining and saying the whole ball was still in. Linesman thought differently from the other half of the pitch. But again, those little fine moments can be the difference in games, and that's a great tackle there by Saunders. Again,
worked hard for the cause, Andy Saunders today. He's got back, and that's one thing Fleetwood's front to do. They come and support the midfield, don't they? And maybe that's good, because we've got so many options off the bench today, Sam. You couldn't predict who's going to come on. Mackay, Evans, Duffy hasn't played in the last few games. Might get a run out, got a point to prove. And we've got so many good attacking options off the bench today.
Yeah, it's who, sorry?
Morris.
No, I don't think Morris was on the bench. If Burns is on there, so you've got his pace to bring on later in the game when it's tiring. I didn't think he had the best games against Accrington, and maybe why he's dropped, but he might play on Tuesday. As I said before, games are coming thick.
He dropped out the side, didn't he? And then it's a good
ball. It's a great save again.
Good save, Blue Boy has to be alert. And again, I think it's Edwards with the clearance. Again, Gillingham just piling on the pressure. Fleetwood are wanting the half-time whistle in the 40 seconds. And I think there's 1 or 2 added. Again, he does well just to get away. I think it's a Kindi again.
Takes a deflection, Ben, doesn't it, on the way through?
So the keeper has to be alert. Very well saved. And again, corner Gillingham, Fleetwood are just waiting for that for that half-time whistle, and hope for getting still level. And this might be the last chance of the game with a corner, Sam. It's a corner, whipped in. Luke Water comes and punches. He's been very alert since coming into the side and only actually come in because of an injury to Joel Coleman, and obviously Cairns got dropped. So he's done well since coming in. Obviously at Blackburn last year and Moore grew, so those two know each other very well, Sam.
Yeah, he's a great goalkeeper. I think he was at Shrewsbury for many years. And a funny story, when I was in America, we did a FIFA career mode, me and my roommate with Shrewsbury, and took Luke Weiler from League Two to the Premier League with us. And when Fleetwood signed him and Jake told me about it, I was quite happy about that one. That was one of those things where you see a player and how he grows. It was interesting to see him sign him. But I think he's a great goalkeeper. Like there, he's not hesitated there. I'm going to catch it. I'm going to punch it. He knows when that ball's coming. I'm going to punch it. I'm going to get a good connection on it. And he certainly did that. And that's what you want in your goalkeeper, that someone's going to be a bit decisive and really put the foot on the ball or throw it out or catch it or punch it. But no, I've been really impressed with how he's started off his Fleetwood Town career.
100%. He's one of those like football managers. You know when you sign him, it's like if you got a player goes to a certain team, you got a boss. Hey! Oh! Fleetwood should be 1-0 up.
What a chance.
Who that one? I think it's
Finlay.
Sam Finlay. And Sam was thinking, oh, why is he in the side? He can strike a bit like a Bobby Grant type strike, that one, Sam. He just picks up the ball from about 35 yards out. The goalkeeper was nowhere near. It was on the other side of the goal. And if he's a few more yards out, that could be dipping in the top corner, Sam.
Yeah,
the last
great chance.
Game.
Yeah, great chance. I've seen him. Yeah, I think the referee's whistle is going to go very soon. But going to that chance, I've seen him do that for AFC Fylde when I was commentating down there 4 or 5 years ago, and he scored some absolute worldies down in the National League North when I watched him. And he's a player that has got that ability, and it looked like the ball moved a little bit, hence why the goalkeeper was really static in terms of him not moving. But that's a great kind of finish for Fleetwood, I think, Ben. And they've had that chance. Gillingham had a few chances before the half-time whistle. Fleetwood reacted really well with that chance there. And it's all to play for, Ben, as Fleetwood go to a different changing room. Normally they're in that far corner, as many people will be aware of. But loads of positives, Ben, for Fleetwood in that game.
Very positive, mate. I'm absolutely delighted with the half. It's been a good half. And any questions, lads, let me know. That'll be appreciated. But I think we've played very well there, Sam. And I think that the last chance of the game might just put a bit more respect on Fleetwood and might wake Gillingham up for the second half.
Yeah, it will do. But I think the way that Gillingham finished the first half will please Steve Evans there. But again, Joe will be pleased with aspects of that first half, having a few chances. Harvey Saunders, that really gilt-edged chance that I think Medley, the defender's done well to get across. Finley's effort right at the end, a great chance. But again, you've got to hit the target to score goals unless you get lucky with a deflection. But overall, I think Fleetwood have been solid, very different in terms of the last 2 or 3 times I've been down there. And that can only be as positive for Joey Barton and his coaching staff.
100%. It's been a brilliant half so far. And obviously, Fleetwood playing earlier for once. And 1 o'clock kickoff has apparently caught a lot of fans out. A lot of fans didn't know we're playing 1 o'clock.
Wow, I'm surprised, really, because I know they've pushed it, and I'm not sure the reasons. Maybe it's due to the travelling and like I said, all the COVID stuff. Is that what they've come out with, or?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Fair do. If that's the reason, I thought it was more COVID, and obviously if you leave at 5 or 6 o'clock, you're not going to be due back till 11. I know what the governments are like, being very harsh on travel. So probably a bit of both, really, in terms of saving money and cost down there. And it's great for me because I can watch Fleetwood and then 3 o'clock watch my team down the road. So.
Oh, a bit like a Super Sunday, Super Saturday.
Super Saturday for us, Ben. Super Saturday for us. But yeah, it's been great to be on the show again. And Tuesday was as I said, great to see the lads in action for the first time since July and the unfortunate the playoffs upset, should we say. But no, I've been really impressed, and hopefully can kick on in the second half.
100%. It'll be a great victory. And like I said, if you're new to the channel, guys, please subscribe. We're getting closer to 6,000 subscribers. It doesn't seem like yesterday since I was on 660. It's been an amazing journey, as you know, Sam. Obviously, running your own podcast and running your own channels, it takes a lot of hard work, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I've said to you many times that, again, once the content's right and what you're doing is fantastic. And I've seen you work hard from, I think I first met you properly at, I think it was Uwe Rosler's, like a fan and player open night at Highbury in the spot. I remember you coming to me asking for advice. I think it was one of my first few weeks there, and where you've gone from that moment, Ben, is a credit to you. And as I said, always happy to help, and you've got the following to show for that. With what was it, nearly 6,000 subscribers and 1,500, 1,600 people on Twitter. So again, if you keep doing the content and pushing out things and doing your predictions, match day vlogs, and hopefully, as you said before, maybe something different down the line, it can only help you and your channel. So no, credit to you, Ben, for all the hard work you've done.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sam. I appreciate all your support as always. Like I say, I remember that was about 4 or 5 years ago where I was kind of like dead end with YouTube. I'll be honest, I thought that's it. But again, we are back and enjoying the content again. And like I see, football is one of those weird things that brings us all together, Sam.
It certainly is, and I'll move away slightly from Fleetwood, but being a Blackpool fan, many people know kind of what hard times have been under with the previous owners, and without that, I don't think many fans who are friends now would have been friends if things didn't change. So football is that it's unique; it can change our emotions in a kind of a flash, which is what we love about the game, and it can make or break your weekend, as I know you've tweeted out a few times. So, yeah, it's an unbelievable sport, and again, those in the chat will agree with us and watching, and just hope for our sakes that both our teams win today, because it's been a little bit frustrating, as you said before.
One team wins, and it's the early kickoff.
But yeah, I'm looking at these stats, Ben, in terms of what's on the screen. Whether people have gone for a brew or not, I'm not sure. But Fleetwood haven't had a shot on target. I probably class that Saunders one as on target because it was going towards goal before the defenders got in there. But again, Fleetwood keepers made 3 saves. Their keepers probably had a few catches to make. That's it, really. But as I said, Joe will be pleased to go in at 0-0 with Gillingham really pushing on late on in that game.
100%. And looking at it now, Sam, you think there'll be goals in the second half? Because I'll be honest, right? I've been on a few shows this week. So last week I watched a 0-0. Tuesday I watched a 1-0. I had to watch Olympiacos against Marseille the other day. That was 1-0 in the last minute. It was the worst game you'll ever see as well. I did watch Spurs, but on the last few shows I've seen 2 goals in 3 games. So I'm hoping there's a few more goals in the second half, because I always found when it fucking games, normally like December, January, February, I'd go for a stage where I'd see like an average of 1 goal a game. And it's weird how games can sometimes be 3-3 or 0-0. Yeah,
that's... I'm just looking at these stats here. Total shots, Gillingham 7, Fleetwood 5 for Gillingham on target, none for Fleetwood. Clear-cut chances, 1 apiece.
The day, though. We had 5 down on at half-time.
Exactly. It's the matter of just sticking the ball in the back of the net, as Fleetwood haven't really done in these last 1.5 games I've watched with you. But it will come. It's a matter of maybe a defensive error that opens the deadlock, or a bit of quality, and Finley's bit of quality there could have been the difference between Fleetwood going in at 0-0 or 1-0 up. So plenty of positives. 61% passing accuracy, can always be better. Attacking third when they've been in there, Fleetwood towards the 50%. So things to improve on. They've won every aerial battle, a lot more than Gillingham. Block crosses, 3, which again shows the determination to get on those. And 83 tackles won in that game against a strong Gillingham side. So for those stats, Bennett, shows that the Fleetwood players are up for the fight.
100%. And thank you, Gary Neville over here. We have signed Sam on a season-long loan. Obviously, very good. Thank you for the feedback. And obviously, go and subscribe to his channel. Hopefully, doing some more work with him over Blackpool Fleetwood, which isn't too far away now, Sam.
No, it's this season's gone really quick, to be fair. Normally, when you work in media, the games seem to go slow and the weeks go slow. But no, I'm really... When is it December, the first game?
December,
or?
so
yeah.
about 6-7 weeks away. So
yeah,
normally, my
interesting.
weekend of Blackpool away would consist of Weatherspoons, and then the game. But like this time it's going to be virtual, isn't it? Really. So
You could still go to Weatherspoons as long as you buy some food with your drink and then come home and do the stream. But it's not the same, is it? It'd be gutted we can't be in the stadiums. Last year was a great atmosphere. Is the first game at Blackpool this year? Normally it's Fleetwood first, isn't it? And then Blackpool second. But every game, whether it's been at Highbury or Bloomfield Road, it's been a great atmosphere. And I won't go into it, but yes, there was some issues at the Blackpool game. But the atmosphere has always been great. And it's just a shame that as fans, we're not there to witness what I'm sure will be a fantastic encounter between the Fylde Coast teams.
What it means it'll be a great atmosphere. And Blackpool still score in the last minute through Armin Naniel, even though he's moved to Turkey. Because that's what always happens. It's either Armin Naniel or Delfonso who score against us. And both
so frustrating.
Yeah. One's at Bolton and one's at a Turkish club.
Turkish side, yeah.
Yeah, very, very different.
It was different.
Were you surprised at that? Naniel going to a Turkish club?
Yeah, good question, really. A little bit, and some of it not so, because Critchley's come in and really wanted a different game plan in terms of how he's going to play. He wants to play that Liverpool style of play, on the ball on the floor, the occasional overlaps from the fullbacks and wingers getting in the box like Salah and Mane do. I'm not comparing him to those players, but I'm kind of showing the way he wants to play. But in games recently, he hasn't really had that plan B. And I'm give that down to him being a new manager in terms of wanting results. And you can play as many under 23 games and play nice football, win, draw, lose, and it doesn't really matter as long as you get players into that first team, which he did a fantastic job at. So I think it's been a learning curve for him, but I'd have loved to have seen Angelo stay, just be that plan B. But is he going to be the player that wants to sit on the bench and be the option? Probably not. Feeney, the same thing, gone to Tranmere with Spearing, experienced players, but do they fit the Neil Critchley style of play? For me, they don't. And they're not at their stage in their careers in the mid-30s, or say early 30s, mid-30s. They want to be playing football, and I don't blame them for going out on loan or moving somewhere on a permanent deal because of that. And again, money can talk. Tranmere, it's a nice place. Spearing's a Scouser, so I'm surprised he's not been at Fleetwood. I'm joking. With all the Scouser staff and players they've got down there. But yeah, it's going to be different. But I think it's a bit of naivety from the manager in terms of getting rid of Angelo. But yeah, it's up to the player, really. If he wants to be on the bench and back up, fair dues, but credit to him for going out and playing in a different country and a different environment.
100%. Robert Walker's in the stream. Hello. Just waiting for the second half now, guys, really. And it'd be interesting to see if we make any early subs, or do we wait for them to move? And that bench, though, Sam, is unbelievable, isn't it? Duffy, Coote, Evans on there as well. Plenty more that we've not named. Mackay. He's very good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's as you look at the bench, plenty of options. Burns, for me, would be a player that you look to bring on. Maybe give it 10, 15 minutes in the second half, a bit of pace to get him behind the back lines. We've seen Saunders do it, and Madden when he's had the chance. Mackay, not maybe his typical game he wants to be involved in, but has got the ability to really unlock the deadlock, as we saw on Tuesday, despite him not scoring or creating those clear opportunities. But he was there and trying to make things happen. And Evans, we know that he can be that aerial battle that battles with Gillingham's back line. So if the three subs have come on, I'd go for Hunter, Evans, Mackay, and Wes, I think. But again, he could change it in midfield just due to the inexperience that Finlay, especially Matete, have. So well, wait and see. Obviously, we're not managers. Definitely on Football Manager, we think we're amazing, but it'll be interesting what Joey Barton does.
Absolutely. Like I say, Sam is just going to have a quick break, but I will talk before the game comes on. There we go. All sorted. Sam will be back in a moment. How's the time played? Seb, we've been quite good in my opinion. We've had chances, not many on goal, but we've caused them problems, and the defender's about to make a couple of last-ditch tackles. So if you could, like the stream. That'd be appreciated. We're on 36 likes right now. So if we could try and get to 50, that'd be amazing. Also subscribe if you're new. Sam will be back in a moment. But yeah, any Gillingham fans in, let me know if you're in. And before the second half starts, and what's your prediction for the second half, lads? What's your prediction for the second half? Let me know. Very interested to hear your thoughts. Fleetwood still remain quite vigilant in front of goal, and we've played fairly well in the first half. Gillingham have had chances as well, so hopefully one from Fleetwood gets put away before one gets put away from Gillingham. Mackay on the bench, we've got Coots on the bench, so it's going to be interesting to see who he brings on first, because obviously 3 subs are allowed in League One. It was 5 towards the bottom end of last year in the Championship, in the Premier League, but it has gone back down to 3, which is very good. And we've got that bit dip in quality now, and the second half is about to start. So any comments, let me know. When Sat comes 3 p.m, love it. Yep, Saturday 3 p.m. Both teams are out now. Both teams are out. Going to be an interesting one. Just hopefully Joey Barton's men can snatch an early goal, lads. That'll be the interesting factor in this game, I think. Let's go to some older comments. Yep, Swindon Ultra's been called off this weekend, hasn't it? You've had some good chances. Yeah, I think we have. Charlton are going to go up. Interesting opinions, lads. Good luck for the second half. You too, super unlucky me. Thank you for popping in. Hopefully see you at the end of the game. We'll be doing a bit of analysis at the end of the game. So thank you for your guys' support. Can't wait to play Fleetwood. Can't wait to play Gillingham. And Fleetwood are going to get this second half underway. So very interesting to see how we've changed it, because we came out second half against Accrington quite poorly, IMO. Would I take a point? No, I want all 3. I do want all 3. And a week with 3 games without scoring, I'd be quite worried with the attacking threat we've got on the bench. And Fleetwood look to launch it long straight away. And again, it goes out for Gillingham throwing. What's the score? I'll text later. It's 0-0, mate. It's 0-0. Nicely flicked on. And Graham again does well for Gillingham. We said before to Simon how he can drop into the aerial half and really cause problems for that Gillingham back line. Sam will be back in a minute, hopefully. Yeah, it's a lovely stadium, Gillingham's, I must admit. Big second half. Yeah, very big second half. Hiya, Sam. You're back. You only missed 3 goals.
Missed 3 goals, did I? That wouldn't surprise me, to be fair. I just went in the kitchen to get a drink and I could smell bacon sandwiches, so I looked in the oven. Mum saved me one from earlier on, so it's had a little bit of that, a little bit of a half-time food. Normally it's a meat potato pie or a chicken balti if I go to football games, but bacon's not a bad replacement.
I know. I'm obviously very good Super Sunday, because I'm going to try and watch 3 or 4 games today, just to kind of, because I never really got the opportunity when Fleetwood always a long ball and punting it falls. Oh, it's a lovely strike, and Gillingham putting the pressure on already, Sam. It's a great strike, that, isn't it? 47 minutes. Again, it's a lovely strike. Very well hit.
I'm trying to catch up with you a little bit. I think I'm a few seconds behind, but I'll keep refreshing it. But yeah, I've just seen it there. He does really well to catch it, but just doesn't have the kind of the accuracy on the shot to get up there. But I don't know if I'm on 47, 07, 08, 09, 10. So I don't think I'm too far behind you. Yeah. That's better. At least I'm not too far behind. But Gillingham come out a little bit brighter in this second half, and it's up to Fleetwood now to grab this game by the scruff of the neck and put Gillingham on the back foot.
Watch the Shrimps versus Forest Green. Obviously, Morecambe started well. I think it's 13 points after 7 games. So it's not a too bad record. And Gillingham are coming forward again with Samuel. It's lovely feet, goes over. Gillingham howling for a penalty. I'm not sure if Fleetwood can bring away. It's a foul, and Fleetwood can still bring away. Saunders on the counter, on this left-hand side, beats his man for pace. Saunders does well and gets on for the overlap. And the referee gives a free kick for Fleetwood. The Gillingham players are in disbelief how that's a free kick and how they didn't get a penalty. But a great move from Fleetwood from one end to another. Saunders with his pace there, Sam.
Yeah, going back to the penalty incident, nowhere near it. Too soft for a penalty. He's kind of looking for it already. But huge credit to Saunders there, who hasn't. He's not known for his strength, but did really well to hold off the defender there and win his side at a really dangerous free kick in a really dangerous area. So we'll see what Camden's delivery. If it's Edwards, it needs to be a lot better than that one in the first half. And if it's Andrew, you've got the outswinger. So I'm not sure who's best to take this one. I'd probably go for Edwards, but I'd go for it just in terms of the in-swinger. But no, it's
thank you very much.
Just hope it's nice.
Very nice.
Just hope
thank you.
Sorry, Ben. I hope it's just a nice ball in the box for a player to attack.
Very nice. Let's hopefully we'll come back to that comment in a minute. Come on then. Edwards or Andrew over it. 49 minutes on the clock. Gillingham 0 Fleetwood. Andrew to whip it in straight into the wall. Andrew could have a second bite of the cherry. Gives it Edwards. Edwards loses it. But again, Whelan goes all the way back. I'm not sure what Whelan was doing there. I'll be honest. I think he's just spraying the ball out. But thank you very much, Super Unlucky Me. Obviously, I've had to carry Sam, like I always do.
Wow. I've got nothing to say about that. But if there's any small print in my contract from when Ben starts to say stuff like that, I can leave. But no, I'm only joking. It's I'll let you carry me for this season, to be fair.
Very nice. Very nice. It's just over 40 minutes, George. 0-0. The vodka, by the way, what we have a joke about, is not coming out quite yet. It might do now because Gillingham. We just didn't take the ball with him. It's been one of those kind of games, hasn't it, Sam? Where Matete saw the ball didn't bounce for him early on in the first half. The ball just didn't fall nicely for him then. It's just kind of the ball isn't falling nicely for the players right now, is it? He's not getting a bit of luck.
No, and same for I think it's a Kinde who's looked to get in the box there, and it's just kind of stood on top of the ball, and the ball's not gone where he wanted it to give him a half chance at goal. And I thought it was a loose back pass there to the full back. Matete gives a free kick away in the halfway line, but yeah, it's just not fallen for any team, and it's got that Accrington feel over again that just there's going to be one chance in this game, and the one side who takes that one chance will go on and win the game by 1-0. But again, players have to adapt to conditions, whether it's windy, we can't quite tell from here. But again, players just need to be a little bit more composed on the ball.
100%. 100%.
You always get this question, Ben, don't you? Just Fulbrook in the comments. What's happened to your shirt, Ben?
But nothing. That's how it comes.
That's how they are, isn't it? Yeah, the shiny art. Is it the shiny? I'm guessing it's a shiny badge.
That's how it comes, Paul. That's literally the shirt.
Oh, is it Elmo? Is that Paul Fulbrook, Elmo?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
You need to change your name, Elmo. That's literally how the shirt comes. Let me know what your thoughts are on it, guys, because I like it. I think it's a lovely fit. Obviously, medium. I could get small, but I'd be kind of, at the end of the season, be squeezing into it.
All those weights lifting at the gym, Ben, or you know about the food.
You too many chicken bumpy pies.
It's good. Are you still going to the gym, Ben? You still working out?
100%, mate. I did 10k last night as Luthwater comes, loses it. Graham takes it round him. Graham still. Luthwater out of his goal, pulls it across. Headed in.
Great block.
Oh, my God. Gillingham should be 1-0 up. Graham did fantastically well. Silky feet. He pulls it across and he's just hit. And he was dying to go into the goal. He's a beautiful strike. He just hits the outside of the bar. And Gillingham should be 1-0 up. It's an action replay now. Luthwater comes, punches again, falls to Graham. Luthwater was a bit static. Graham goes round him, pulls it across, falls to the 16. It's the bar.
It's the crossbar, isn't it? I thought it was
header
off the defender.
It's very well out. And Fleetwood are just getting away.
Yeah, a few comments from the Elliot GFC just said, "Oh my God!" Exclamation marks all the way along. And Super Unlucky Me's put no way. fine margins, Ben, isn't it? Football that's just a few inches lower. It beats the crossbar, the keeper, and also Edwards on the goal line. But again, Edwards has done well to get back, at least put him in a little bit of pressure in terms of where he's going to place this. But a great chance for Gillingham to take the lead.
100%. Oh, it must have come off in the wash. So whatever my mother's doing, it needs to be sorted out.
Do your own washing, Ben, if that's the case.
No, I'll stick to the lettering coming off.
Is it Evans? Looks like Evans just walking past the towards the centre of the. Well, it's quickly taken, but I think they might do a sub now if Evans just come on and give Fleetwood a bit more of a target man up top. Yeah, and a physical presence as you beat me to it. But I don't know who he brings off. Is it? Yeah, Saunders looks like he's going across.
He's done well today.
He has done it. He's been quiet, but like I said, when he's got the ball, he's used it well. He's drove at defenders, and that's nothing that they like. And Robert, thanks for the comment. Great coverage. He says no there. Worries, so I'm glad we can give this to people in times where they can't actually go to games. So chance there, it's not cleared away, and Madden does well to get it on. But Evans coming on now. Just give Fleetwood a little bit more, I say, physicality up top, and hopefully that plays in their advantage.
I was thinking maybe a 4-4-2, or maybe 4-3-3. Stick with it. Madden's on the left, Evans through the centre, Finlay out on the left. Maybe.
Someone says Stephen McGurrick says need to get Mark Dufsky on. So we'll see. He could be a player.
Best footballer in the. He honestly is. He's the best footballer in the world. Like, honestly, there's no joking around. He actually is. So, come on. He scored a 50-yard screamer against Everton from 5 yards in the open goal, but we don't tell anyone that. Just get him on. He'll change the game. I promise you, if Duffy comes on, he'll change the game and we'll win this game. Duffy comes on, we'll win this game.
What player would you kind of compare him to in a Fleetwood shirt in recent years? Is he just someone who's just busy around midfield, or has he got that? I've not seen much of him, to be fair.
An attacking Dempsey.
Okay. That's fair dues. If he can grab goals, and unlike Dempsey didn't really do it, Fleetwood did he? I think like 2 or 3 in his time.
5 goals and 108 appearances.
It's not the great turnaround.
He's got the same amount of goals in just over 12 appearances. Just, pointing that out there. Good replacement.
It's one of those. Martin Shipway is joined the chat. He says, come on, the Cods, Martin. Great to have you in the chat with me and Ben this afternoon. I hope everything's going well with yourself.
Thank you for popping in. And we're missing Yuma Wenny. Yeah, gone to Salford City. And out again. Oh, not quite clear. Evans.
Good defending.
Ball. Evans still got it. Evans. It's a lovely flick in. Put across. Madden. Oh, my God. Away again. Brilliant move, Sam. Ched Evans kept it alive. Madden again. If he was on a couple of goals, could have fired that across. So many bodies. It's a bit like the goal Madden scored last year. The top one that was pulled across. There were so many bodies in there. The defenders did well to get around him. Cam's great ball. And Madden just couldn't quite get away.
Yeah, it's a great kind of reverse ball by Evans there to find Camps. And I think Camps does the right thing there in terms of playing in Madden. But you look at the replay and just 4 bodies around Madden, and it's so hard for a striker to get that shot off away at goal. And any other day, I think he goes and bags that if there's half of that amount of defenders around him. But that just shows the presence that Evans has on the game. And if you can find him to bring in plays like Camps and Madden, hopefully it's only a matter of time before Fleetwood grab the first goal of this game.
Brilliant ball by Whelan. Camps on. It's a poor ball from Camps to Sanders, but Whelan always making sure. Come on, Cods, love that. Push on midfield up. Duffy's on fire. We need goals, boys. Like I say, I've just said that. We're not scored for 2.5 games.
It's interesting. Yeah, it's sometimes you have a dry spell in front of goal, and but as you know, with the players that Fleetwood have got, whether it's Morris, Burns, Evans, Madden, who else? You've got Mackay who can come on, Camps, Finlay now breaking forward. Goes out wide to Edwards, who's got options either side of him, but he
Edwards
picks out Finlay.
Ball in. It's a good edge away.
Run across.
Matete, he's been a busybody. I think he could be the next one to maybe be forfeited.
Potentially. Depends what option Joey wants to go with. This game's there to be won, as we can see.
With Mulgrew. Oh, Mulgrew could have hit that, but goes to Matete, and Matete, lovely ball out wide to Edwards. Edwards always been an option on loan from Stoke. It's a good ball into the box, and it's again cleared. Hello, proud to be posh. Go on the Gills. Hi,
a few comments
mate.
up there.
Evans holds up well. Again, still in. Fleetwood on this far side. 32 minutes to go.
Turn.
It's with Matete. Can line up to shoot. Matete gives it away. Can't quite find Madden. But again, been a busybody in that midfield. Picks it up again. I've been really impressed by Jamie Matete this afternoon. I thought he was poor against Rochdale, in my opinion. And been much better tonight. It's a lovely ball in behind.
Pen?
Oh, was he brought to the ground? No. Camps.
That's interesting. I think if he goes down, Ben, I think the referee's got a decision to make there. Let's just watch this replay if it's got it. Oh, he does go down, to be fair, but he gets straight back up. I think if he stays down and looks, fair play for. But he's still got a touch on the man, and as you can tell by Camp's reaction there, he's asking why is that not a penalty? So why at least he's not asking someone to time for him. That would be a little bit embarrassing. But I think if he stays down and asks the question, the referee gives that, but he gets straight back up again. It's a strange one, but again, credit for his honesty. But I think if he goes down, as I said before, he gets the penalty.
Yeah, I agree. How you doing, Ben? I'm very good. Thank you, Charlie. Just up the road. Yeah, that's a big saying on this channel. I think this last 10 minutes, Fleetwood have been on top, Sam.
Yeah, they certainly have. And the introduction of Evans has been key for Joey. I just think they were losing out on balls over the top, and Saunders not holding the ball up as well as Evans can do. But again, you've got to have these players on the bench who are going to make a difference. And so far, Evans has done that.
Graham, like we've said many times, has been very influential. I think he's been Gillingham's best player, and it's a ball and it goes wayward, and we're just about to hit the hour mark on the game, and we're over 90 minutes on the old stream now. So doing very well, guys. Lovely passing from side to side, and Gillingham are just kind of not pressing as high as they were in the first half.
Yeah, they're not. They're allowing Fleetwood this space now that Matete's in, just to drive forward, and Evans just doesn't need to come back in there. The space is on the other side, and
he's done well to win it back, but can't quite.
He has done, but he's just got to be a little bit more alert there. Who's put some comments in here? Elmo Fulbrook said, "Are you Fleetwood or Blackpool, Sam?" I am a Blackpool fan, but I do have a soft spot for Fleetwood, just due to my time down there and how welcoming everyone was, from the chairman down to all the staff that behind the scenes. So this is why I'm on the show. It's been great to be with Ben tonight, this afternoon, should I say? And they'll always have a bit of a spot, and I'll always look out for the results. But yeah, my team's Blackpool. I'm afraid to give you that answer.
Cod's vlogs. It was Mark Goldbridge.
That's a compliment, Ben.
Got it here. Edwards. Oh, chance to shoot. Ball back in. Head out again. Knocked on again, and Fleetwood can bring it back in. I think it's Edwards with the header. It falls to... Oh, Whelan! Oh!
You can hit them. You definitely can hit them, can't you?
We saw it with Ireland when he hit the bar, didn't we, a few years ago? It just struck him and he hit the bar. And he just hit them again. He had so much space, brought it down well. Just thought, let's have a go. Struck it, and it was looping, and maybe 5 or 10 yards further out is a Glenn Whelan thunderbolt. Yeah,
just maybe a little bit too far out, just leant back a little bit too much on the shot, which is ultimately just set it over the bar. And again, you've got to try and look from that distance, because if it gets I'll read that someone's message, but yeah, if you get a deflection and it sends the goalkeeper the wrong way, it's a good chance. But I'm just going to read the comments now, but I'll let you carry on with the game game commentary.
Right, he worked at Fleetwood for 3.5 years and give him a chance in the Football League, so it is slightly different. And But Ryan, why does it matter when we're not your rivals, like you consistently say? So he's only having a soft spot for another team, in your own words. So there you go.
I think wherever I went, if I worked at Preston's probably back any other League One club, you do get that bond with the players and manager, and you want them to do well. And again, when it comes to Derby Day, the Falcos Derby, there's only one team I want to win, and that's Blackpool. And hopefully that we can do what they've done against Fleetwood in the last few occasions and pick up the win in December. But yeah, just I've been there, like I said, 3 to 4 years, and they gave me my first chance. So that's the real reason for supporting them or following them. But as people know, that it's the Tangerines are mine, but the Reds have, as I said, got a little soft spot.
Yeah, a bit like Gary Neville on co-commentary when you score, a bit like this.
Oh yeah, that's what it's fun. Again, it helps you out, and it gives me a chance to get back into the commentary side of things with stuff. But no, it's just great to watch football at the end of the day, isn't it?
Oh, 100%. It's just nice to have it. 64 minutes, Fleetwood still having a go. Still 0-0, guys. If your name's Ben Hapman, the Fleetwood footy more than you will know. My striker, Chris.
That's a good chant, that, to be fair. I'm surprised they've not sang that in the memorial stand before. Maybe when they come back, they can get that echoing around Highbury.
No, thanks.
Super Unlucky Me says, my worst away day was at Blackpool. Go on, Super Unlucky Me. Tell me why that was your worst day at Blackpool.
Oh, it was awful. My worst day. The worst I've ever felt. I've had 2 worst feelings. Blackpool away, losing to win in the last minute. And when I found out that Sam was coming up this show again tonight. I'm only joking. Where are we watching again? We're watching it on iFollow, mate.
Yeah, it's a good stream, to be fair. It's not cut out, is it? It's
Oh, what a ball. Chet Evans, you can get Paddy Madden in. And Madden just can't quite keep it in. Maybe make another sub soon, Sam. Stuffy, Mackay. Stuffy and Mackay for me.
What, those two or one of those two to come on?
Both. Duffy Mackay for Finlay and Matete.
Yeah, it would be harsh to take Matete off, I think. But again, it's his first game since, is it Rochdale you were saying before? Yeah, I just don't know if he needs a bit of pace going forward, but it's just end to end. And as Super Unlucky Me said before, it's been fairly even.
Callum Camps.
Get Sam and I follow and replace those commentators. I like Phil, who does the commentating words. Well with him! Oh!
Madden! It's 1-0! It's Paddy Madden! It's that man again! It's 1-0 to Fleetwood! Out the blink of nothing! The town! 1-0 up! It's that man, Paddy Madden! He's always in the right place at the right time. We'll come to Sam in a minute. We'll watch the replay back on 66 minutes. Fleetwood are 1-0. My heart rate's rose to over 100 now. What a ball. We thought he would Callum Camps. He did so well. Brilliant move. It's a great ball. And I think it's Edwards with the cross. It's a beautiful cross. It was headed hard. It hit the bar. It deserved more. The keeper was looping, and there was Madden. Just to head on back in and say, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. And on 66 minutes, it's Gillingham 0, Fleetwood 1, Sam. Come on.
Oh, great header. And that's what I'm talking about before, early in the game, when Madden's in that kind of dangerous area, the 6-yard box, 18-yard box. He gets that one chance. He's going to put the ball in the back of the net. And luckily, then the ball fell really nice to him. He was able to head it past the goalkeeper. And for me, that's just what Fleetwood deserved. They've knocked on the door. They've soaked up the pressure from Gillingham. And it's a great goal. And you can see what it means. But yeah, they've got now, 25 minutes to go again. They can't sit back, Ben. We've seen it too many times. They need to go and grab that second goal.
100%. And that'll do the world of good for Paddy Madden. It was a great, I think it was Evans with the header. Who was it with the header, Sam? That hit the bar. I think it was Evans. It was a brilliant header, wasn't it? That hit the bar. Just added that pace. And then Madden's always in the right place. And he scored against Gillingham last year. Obviously, it wasn't the greatest of goal, but he's always in the right place at the right time. And my mate Lewis hates him. He's a pain in the arse, as he says. Gillingham coming back. Again, Fleetwood can come play on the counter. Camps on it. He was brilliant for that first goal. Nobody's talking about that pass enough, was it?
No, it was a great move, and just as soon as the ball reached Madden, it came off the crossbar. I thought the looping header was going in at first, but as a good striker, and as any striker should do, Madden reads it. He anticipates that the ball's not going to go in; it's going to get saved or dropped, or it's going to hit the crossbar and come back out. And he does the right thing by just getting the right connection on the ball, and hopefully it goes in. And for Madden's sake, he's up and running now, and hopefully he can go on a bit of a goal scoring run.
Hopefully, Fleetwood with a throw in 22 minutes left. Can we end the game now, lads? That'll do. Thank you. But again, he's always in the right place at the right time, and that's his second league goal of the season. His first came against Burton. He scored against Gillingham last year. Maybe Rain subs in for another 5 or 6 minutes some now. And Gillingham, I don't think Gillingham, apart from that first half, because he made a sub early in the first half, didn't he?
Mm-hmm, yeah. Yeah, they've got time, but if I was Evans, I wouldn't be too worried. I think the change of Evans coming on for Fleetwood's really to change the dynamic of the game and the way they want to play, which has suited Fleetwood in the... Has Duffy come on now? It seems to be in the midfield part, doesn't he? In the white boots.
Oh, yeah, Duffy's
I think we missed that one. I think we missed that one with the cameras. The cameras haven't shown it. So you've got...
Can I just say, what did I say before? We'd score if Duffy came on the pitch. I never said we scored before he come on, because Duffy's on the pitch now. So, he's the best football player in the world.
Who's he come on? I think he's come on for Finley because Mattetti's still in there and Whelan's in there. Yeah, so he's come on for...
Great tackle, Jay Mattetti. Works hard for the cause. He can drive with it.
Great run. That's another... That's a yellow card as well.
It's a yellow card as well. And he just makes a foul. And he's earned a free kick and applied some of the pressure back off the defence.
That's what you want from midfielders, Ben. Someone who's going to take the ball deep and run with it forwards, and that's superb. He's only a young lad as well, and he's come through the ranks at Fleetwood development squad last season, a few appearances in the cup competitions, and rightly so, he's been rewarded with this season with some first team action. And I'm proud of him for stepping up to the mark, and playing against Gillingham's never easy to come into that side. And he's probably been one of the top Fleetwood players this afternoon. Just the way he's got the ball down, he's looked composed. He wants to take the game to the opposition, and that's what you want to see.
100%. And again, more to come from that academy now. They've upped the facility to a level 2. Duffy into Andrew. Duffy again. Duffy with an overlap. Can't quite get there. It's a goal kick on 70 minutes. We're missing that last year. Samuel's been awful. I don't think he's been awful. He'll still offer a lot of options. And I think we've got the most ever watching in our live stream. So welcome if you're new to the channel. If you could subscribe, that'd 52. Be great.
That's good.
52. That's actually Fleetwood away attendance.
I know, that's Gillingham away.
yeah, it is. There we go. Let's get a coach spot, lads. Now, if you could subscribe and like the live stream, that'd be massively appreciated, guys. What if Gills get an equaliser? Don't say that. Play up Portsmouth, Joey Barton's red and white army. Mate was playing foot champs, screaming me head off. Normally I'm screaming me head off at foot champs for a different reason. Pack Virgil van Dijk, by the way, guys, and inform Marcus Rashford. We'll take that.
Are you right? Just reading Paul Fulbrook's coming out here, Ben. I can see why Dempsey left. He would never have got a game. Obviously, his contract talks. Yeah, it's a good move for him going to Gillingham. He knows the manager. I think he was at Peterborough with him, wasn't he, for the loan spell? So again, he knows the manager, and he started off the season well before getting injured. But I agree. Joey gave him his chance. He didn't really take it for me, but is a player who's got the chance. But Duffy on the edge goes out wide to
He just
Edwards.
Calms everything down. That's what I like about him. He just can't. I feel calm when he's on the ball. And again, those pockets, and he's turned so well. And again, lovely overlapping.
Well played.
Camps, I think it was, who holds up well. Again, lovely overlap. And Fleetwood can cause problems. And again, just a goal kick to the Gills, and they've done well. Where are you watching this game on? I follow. I wish Whelan was younger. I like Whelan. I think even at the age of 35, I think he's still brilliant.
Yeah. When I must admit, when I was there, I was thinking, is he the right player to bring in? And I saw him away at Bristol Rovers, and I thought, Wow, Fleetwood have got a player on the hands here. I know but his experience, he's played international levels, near 100 caps, is he not 92, 93
He wants to get the Euros
for Ireland.
Squad, so.
But if he's going to play week in, week out, he's going to get in that squad, I think. And the manager, hopefully, has put him in there because he's been huge in terms of where Ireland are in qualification. So fingers crossed. But yeah, I know what you mean. If he was a couple of years younger, would Fleetwood have him if he was a few years younger? I'm not quite sure.
And it happens for a reason, because look at his time at Hart. Stendhal didn't like him. And again, he was at a loose end and Bart gave him an opportunity. That's what I like about Fleetwood Town Football Club. We give players that have maybe fallen off the wavelength at other clubs, give them a chance. Look at Coots, he was out of football for a bit. It was an injury here. He was down here. I think Mulgrew, Connolly.
He's got white boots on. I can't quite see.
Oh, they're wiping the camera, man.
I'd rather be a clean screen than there must be obviously raining down there as well. Yes, Seb, we're watching the game on iFollow. Obviously, if you're a Gillingham fan, you would have got your season pass for it, so you won't have to pay. But anyone Fleetwood watching away, they have to. I think it's £10, isn't it, to pay for it? But
I watch it, so you don't have to.
I swear I remember that from someone else's vlogs. But the comments from a Gillingham fan here: we need to take off a Kinde for Trey Coyle and play Samuels through the middle, and that's where they've been effective. As Super Unlucky Me I think he was part of my pre-Gillingham podcast on the Seasiders pod, so definitely knows his stuff, which is good. And Samuels looks a threat when he played down on his own in that number 9 role. So maybe that's what Gillingham need to do. There are quite a few Gillingham fans watching the stream, which is fantastic to see. And here, just need a few more Fleetwood in there, don't we?
More Gillingham and Fleetwood, like us. Lisa, hello, Lisa. Lovely to see you in here. I got robbed last night. I saw. But at least you weren't celebrating a point like Dor was, eh? He was celebrating like they won the World Cup. Good point for you, and hopefully that can be the start. I still think you're lacking a goal scorer, but hopefully you can have a good season. As you know, I like and respect Derby County. Luke Water or Cairns? I'll let Sam answer that.
It's a tough one, really. Luke Weiler's done really well since coming in. He's an experienced goalkeeper, as we've alluded to. I don't know what's happened. Cairns, I think he's a great keeper. He's obviously been some wonderful saves over his time at Fleetwood. Just maybe his time's run out, and that's nothing against him. I think he plays with his heart on his sleeve, as always. He's such a down-to-earth a player and someone I've loved working with. But obviously Joe just sees a different direction, and that's nothing against Cairns. If he moves on at some point, I hope he stays at Fleetwood. I think he's got so much more to give. But if he moves on, you'd obviously go with my blessing, because I think he's a top guy. So, but it's good to have competition for goalkeepers. Yeah. And at some stage, Bennett, you know what kind of character Alex is like. He'll want to, when he gets that chance, to prove the doubters wrong, and he'll definitely do that when he gets the chance this season.
I like Kevs. Luke Water's done a top job since he's come in, so I'll give anyone a chance. I don't know why Derby let Marriott go. I'm still baffled. And Sam, Chris put it before, can just smell a last-minute equaliser. Me too. We could be 5-0 and I'd still smell it.
Gillingham on that side, that they only need that kind of one chance, don't they, to I say rag a result when they've maybe not deserved it. But I think this game's been fairly even. Both teams have had chances, but the one chance that Fleetwood have taken, it's been a ricochet off the crossbar, and one striker's gambled and got that goal. So it's still to play for with 14 minutes to go. Definitely going to be plenty of chances for either side, and it's up to the defenders or the attackers, whichever way you look at, to step up to the mark.
100%. And I think we've been better second half, in my opinion. We've had better chances, which we've limited them for a few. So we have made 2 subs already. Maybe get a Mackay on just to kind of fast and break, on the counter attack. Maybe a good header out by Camps has worked hard for the cause, and considering he did play for 6 months, I think he's one of the fittest on the team.
He's a superb athlete, isn't he? In terms of his fitness and the way he wants to run around, and that energy is what Joey wants from his midfielders and everyone who plays, that they're going to give it their all. And Even I think Paul alludes to here. They're not going to score. Don't worry.
Graham does well.
Commentator's curse.
Don't say that. Don't get out of here with that.
Yeah, Paul says, how far is Roster from fitness? Which, again, we've not seen Roster in there. He's massive in terms of 3 to 4 weeks. There you go, Paul.
Before the Peterborough game, it was 2 months. I don't think he'll start. I think he'll maybe under 23s for a couple of weeks. So hopefully, getting back. And Lisa says he likes your shirt. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Lisa. Thank you for popping in. We'll fight to the end. Don't say that because I know you'll probably score at the end. So I'm not happy until we've won the game. We're 78 minutes in, and since that Madden goal, I think it's kind of been a bit kind of testing each other out. And Fleetwood have done well for the 12 minutes since scoring. Sam.
Yeah, they've settled down in the game. They've maybe gone a little bit more defensively, should we say, in terms of the setup. Looks like maybe mainly two up top with Evans and Madden, which we said before.
Mackay's
in the mid. But I follow must not. Has he come on?
Yeah, just come on. He's on that far side. Just come on. He's on that far side. I follow. I'm not being funny. You could tell me when the sub comes on.
I can't see where he is, to be fair.
He's further on in the pitch. I only noticed him by his hair.
I'll have to wait. So that's Duffy there on the board. Yeah, I'll check the Fleetwood's Twitter now.
No, because that's the header. That's a goal, Gillingham. Akindi, 8:79 minutes.
They haven't tweeted anything. Maybe I just.
Or was it Duffy?
It looks like, I think it is Duffy, to be fair. I don't think they've made that second change.
Good header out again.
Great header by Mulgrew.
And again, Fleetwood keep it in play, done well. Mulgrew there to the rescue. Fleetwood go on the counter. It was Duffy, I think. I think it was Duffy. I apologise, guys. It was Duffy. Gillingham's creating space, just starting to creep back into the game. And Fleetwood got a free kick. 10 minutes to go, lads. Will Fleetwood hold on? Or will it be the 4th time that we won't get an away victory and the 3rd time away from home that we conceded a last-minute goal? We went 1-0 against Peterborough with 4 minutes to go. We lose 2-1. We're 1-1 against Rochdale. We lose 2-1 in the last minute. Please, lads, I don't want that ever again. Oh, good clearance in the corner to the Gills. 80 minutes gone. They're piling on the pressure. Gillingham 0, Fleetwood 1.
This is where, if you had fans in the ground, Ben, this is where Gillingham would really come alive, and the home fans behind this goal would really, really kind of push that ball in the back of the net if they could.
Very good ball. And it takes a nip over.
Chance.
And a good chance for Gillingham. Samuel's a big boy as well, isn't he? Obviously scored 10 goals in his 60 appearances at Blackburn. A lot of them coming in that promotion team at Blackburn in League One. So Mulgrew and Luke Water will know a lot about him, Sam.
Yeah, just watching the replay, Evans just gets caught under the ball there, just not really watching the fly, and the defender for Gillingham got a good contact, to be fair, just didn't guide it into the goal, and at that range, any header on there is going to really cause the defender some issues, but Gillingham have made a change now that'll be looking to freshen things up as we go into 9 minutes with added on time to come, but I just think Fleetwood really look solid.
Duffy. Evans holds up well. He does that well. And he turns ever so well. And again, gives it Madden. That's brilliant.
Reverse
Madden,
pass.
This is lovely football. Great ball. And again, back for Evans on the right-hand side. Evans will cross the back post. Nobody there. But again, lovely. That's very good football, Sam. Evans holding it up. Madden does so well. Gives it back to Evans and can't quite get a shot away. Brilliant move from Fleetwood.
Yeah, definitely, Ben, and that's what Evans does to the team. Different to Saunders, who wants to run in behind, but Evans is going to hold the ball up and wait for players to come. He does well to feed in Madden. Madden, again, superb reverse pass into Camps. I don't know if he can maybe get a shot off away on his left foot. Decides to play it safe by going back to Evans, but again, a great chance for Fleetwood to bag the second. But they've got now a long throw in to defend.
A great long throw. And again, headed up. We know about long throws with Burns and James Hill in recent weeks. Again, Gillingham can come out on the left-hand side. Goes to cross, but Dummers, it's a good blocking. Again, Evans will knock it up and will give it Matete. Matete can go and count, and he does well to touch it down. And Matete...
That's another foul there.
He floors into the Caton Ball, and he is down.
He might go here. He might go. He's already on a yellow.
This could be extended off. It's a second yellow.
Yeah.
And Gillingham are down to 10.
It's a horrible tackle.
Drama continue. It was a horrible challenge, Sam, and we said, he needs a bit of pace at him. He got quite a yellow card. And I believe, was it on Matete in the first half when he brought him down? Yeah. 2 fouls on. Matete, he goes through, he does ever so well to skip it past. And Oldrive doesn't really need to do that. It wasn't going anywhere, in my opinion. The ball was going out of play. But Matete does so well to just use his body, and he just clatters him. No doubt that it's a yellow card. Steve Evans is fuming, and Gillingham are down to 10 men.
It looks... I think it's a foul because he's gone to nudge him with his shoulder, and then he's kind of come together with Evans on that far side to the manager, which makes the tackle look a lot worse. But again, he's down the line. He's not near the goal, and for an experienced defender like Ogilvie, he's got to stand his ground and not let Matete turn. And what he's done, that Matete's been superb there, but people saying unlucky, no way. But I think that's a second yellow card offence. It's more that he's not gone for the ball. He's looked for the man to really push him in there, and then the clip with the manager doesn't help his cause. But great for Fleetwood to be playing at 10 men, but they've still got to defend.
100%. And again, it was a left back that I think got the foul. It was no doubt a yellow card.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Gillingham fans saying 100% a second yellow card. Absolutely silly decision by him. Just got to hold him up. I know I've said it just a few seconds ago, but stand your ground. He's a young lad. He's not tall. He's quite strong, to be fair, Matete, but he's nowhere near goal. He's not going to cause you a threat. Stand your ground. Give your team a chance with 11 men. Now they've got to kind of go all guns blazing, which is going to leave gaps for Fleetwood to exploit. And for me, it won't surprise me if Burns comes on in the next few minutes.
100%. Well, 40 likes, guys. If we try to get to 50 by the end, that'll be appreciated. What minute are we in? We're 84-23. So, it's a foul, and Gillingham got a chance to long it up. I wouldn't be surprised if Gillingham went to maybe a 4-4-1 now. Or
4-4. Yeah, unless they go and try and...
Or 4-2-3.
They need a result, to be fair. I know it's early stages, but they won't want to sit back and just see this game out 1-0. I'm not sure who's come on there, but I'm sure we'll see an eye follow in the top corner. But
Mellis, I think that's Jacob Mellis.
Is it Mellis? I don't know why you're bringing an attacking midfielder on for a striker when you're a goal behind. So for me, I would be super unlucky. Me says for me, I'd be going attacking. That's what I'd be doing if I was the home team. But we'll wait and see that sub's confirmed, Ben.
It's a great ball by Graham. Headed out again. I am nervous, lads. I know they're down to 10, but it's a great thump back in, and that'll ask questions.
Got to be keepers all day long.
Does so well. He watched it so well, and he brought it down. And he never thought anything else. I was meant to be doing a live watch along for the Accrington game, but some of the players, I know, mate, I heard about that. Unlucky.
Let's just hope all the players and staff involved, Ben, get well soon. Obviously, no one wants this COVID stuff, but safety comes first, and that game will be played at some point. So, like I said, thoughts are with those family with COVID, because it's not a nice thing to have.
You're not meant to mention that word.
Oh, sorry.
The YouTube buzzword.
Millicent, yeah, sorry, my fault. It was Trey Coyle who's come on. I couldn't quite see the number there, but
from Arsenal.
So he might be an option here, but like yellow card for Matete, I think. Yeah.
Or Camps. We have to win here. The old boys in Whelan and Mulgrew will see it through. I hope so. This will be a massive win, won't it? So I'm going into Shrewsbury and Oxford on Saturday. 2 big games.
2 massive games and 3 points. If you can maybe get 6 points out of those 9 that are available, you'd be absolutely buzzing with it. And Shrewsbury made some signings in mid. Charlie Daniels, the former Bournemouth left back, has gone to Shrewsbury on a short-term deal. Is it?
Yeah, scored a scream against City a few years ago, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, to be fair.
And then coming off. And Coops coming off.
Sensible, Ben. Yeah, I think just shore that midfield up, just another body in there, another experienced head to see out the game with 3 minutes plus added on time to go. He'll sit along there with Whelan and Duffy in there, and just leave the kind of front through to run around, front two, should I say, to run around, but it's all guns at blaze.
Comes, drops it.
He dropped it again.
My God, mad in the way.
Wow.
There was a lot of bodies. He had to be sensible. But again, Gillingham launching it long. 2:45 left. Oh, it's not
If you were at the game, you'd be even more nervous, Ben, wouldn't you? Especially when you see your keeper doing that. But
Graham does well. Great ball. Back post. Bourne's back in and no problems with Luke Watering. Fleetwood can just shore it out again now, Sam. 2.5 minutes to go. They can just slow the tempo of the game down because there will be some big added time on, I think, Sam, because of that injury to Edwards before. I think maybe 6, possibly 7 added time with the subs.
I'd go for 4. We've had all 6 subs, so that's a minimum of 3 minutes. Yeah, probably 5, 6 minutes maybe.
We saw what happened when there was 6 minutes at Sunderland and we conceded in the 7th.
Oh, that was heartbreaking, that. Being up there and thinking we got the win. Where's the comment gone now? There it is. One Rovers vlog just said the quality of Fleetwood's bench is mad, and we were saying that before, weren't we? That the amount of players or options that Joey has to his disposal is key because, like I said, in games like this, you've got the experience of Coots to come on. You've got Whelan already in the team. You've got Evans to bring on, who's an unbelievable striker. Yeah, the strength and depth that Fleetwood have got is unbelievable, to be fair.
I keep doing it. I apologise. I keep calling him Luke Water instead of Luke Weiler. I keep doing it. I keep saying, keep going, well done, Luke Water. It's Luke Waller. Sorry, mate.
Gillingham fans saying, I'll take a draw now. They would take a draw now, but this would be a huge win for Joey Barton and his side, coaching staff involved as well, because it's not an easy travel to go to Gillingham, especially under current circumstances, and good pressing there by Evans.
Works hard for the cause. 1 minute to go. Launch it long, knocked on.
Well played. Just so well there, Mulgrew. Doesn't go and chance ahead of it. If you watch it, doesn't go and close down the defender. He just waits back and knows the flick-on's coming and reads the game so well. He's been a superb addition to this Fleetwood back line.
You can see already in the first 2.5 games that he's played, and the way that he was going to go longer than waited for it, then passed it. And that's what I like about him. And Connolly, again, he's been a trooper. I think he's gone behind his business very adaptedly today, I think. And his work still done very well. It's a great flick on Madden. Madden could be in. Paddy Madden just can't quite. I need to put his way to push. And Gillingham have a chance to launch it forward. Right, lads, we are reaching the point where the opposition team normally scores. So there probably might be a goal in the next 5 or 6 minutes, knowing Fleetwood's looking late. 90th minute. Can we hold on, Sam? How many is going to go? 5, 6?
I'm not sure.
Anything more than 6, I won't be happy with.
I can't see the board at the moment. I'm going for 6, I think, but 7. You weren't too wrong, to be fair.
7 minutes. I said it before.
Wow.
I don't like this. 7 minutes. Fleetwood can hold it. Is John Flanagan? No, I don't think so now. Come on, 7. What's the most you've ever seen at a game, Sam? Added on. Burton had 42 minutes the other year.
Did they?
Because he got called off because of lights or something.
I'm trying to think if an actual game for me. What game? I think I've seen about 12 minutes added on a Blackpool game before. I think there was an injury and a head injury. I think it was when they played Hull. I think they played Hull at home and Ben Burgess scored in like the 98th or something minute against them to win 2-1. Or I can't remember. Connolly's been superb today, mate, hasn't he? Just again, he's not the tallest. Well. He's not the tallest, but he's playing against strikers who, and that's what we want to see from your team, and especially centre halves in these moments. Sunderland 8 minutes. Paul says that's the longest he's had to wait in stoppage time.
Mine is. I didn't go, but you remember Rochdale last year? There was 14 or 16 added on.
Oh, there was a concussion. Yeah, it's one of those. You've got to be able to see it out when there's players that look at the midfield. Coots, Duffy, Whelan, very experienced players. Mulgrew behind them. Luke Weiler, we know what he's about with his time on the pitch. So there's no players out there that don't know what they're doing in these times. So look at that.
Well.
So composed.
That's what you do. That's why. And Mittetti, for me, I'm going to say this now, a bold claim. I know Madden scored and everyone made a difference.
Go on,
Even my
Evans.
man of the match is Evans is in. Chance for Fleetwood to wrap it up. Evans, it's in! It's Jed Evans! It's 2-0! And this time, injury time is Fleetwood's in the 92nd minute. I said to you, Sam, before we came on air, I thought it'd be 2-0 to Fleetwood. And like I say, Gillingham have lost all home games by a 2-goal margin. And again, Evan just picks it up. He's been a massive difference. My man of the match, and again, Madden again with the assist. Yeah. He's already got a goal.
That's a great strike.
Off the bar to Madden. It's a brilliant strike. The keeper's getting nowhere near that. He had so much time. He just fires it into the bottom corner and wham bam, thank you, ma'am. It's Fleetwood 2-0. And that wraps up all 3 points. But my man of the match would still be Jay Matete or Callum Connolly. I think those two have been brilliant in periods where Matete's changed the game with them going down to 10 men. And I think he's been outstanding. I think Mulgrew's been excellent at the back, and he's been a full experience on Fleetwood as we go 2-0 up, Sam.
Yeah, just going back to the goal there, just the composed play about that. Obviously, we saw Coots win the ball back deep and play that the 1-2 in there. There's something's going on here in terms of yellow cards and whatnot, but that's irrelevant really at the moment. But Fleetwood, 2 goals to the good, deserve it. The game management side of their performance today has been superb, and bringing Evans on was a huge asset to the team. Held the ball up well since he's come on, deserved his goal, and it's a well taken finish across goal. Decent height of the goalkeeper, but it's just been struck with so much venom behind it that he has no chance. And as I said, we're hoping to see goals in the second half, and we've seen 2 and 2 for Fleetwood, which is good.
We said it many times when Shed and Paddy get off the running. They did. I think Madden's been a different player since his goal. Yeah. I really do. I think he's held the ball up. I look at kind of every player. Andrew and Edwards have done a job. Every player I can't praise enough. Mulgrew and Connolly have been very solid at the back. Matete's been man of the match for me. He's been outstanding from start to finish. Madden's goal, it's a great header from Ched, and Ched Evans' goal, it's a brilliant finish. And he scored all 3 goals of this season off the bench, 2 against Wigan, when we turned that round, and very good. And fair play to Gillingham. They've been much better today than they were on Tuesday, but to come to the Priestfield and win 2-0, only 2 sides have done that this year in Portsmouth and Hull. 2 sides you'd expect to be there at the end of the season, Sam. It's a big statement from Joey Barton.
A huge statement, Ben, to be fair. And as I said before, maybe expected a little bit more from Gillingham. Obviously, knowing how they've played against Blackpool. But yeah, they just haven't lacked that quality in the final third, unlike Fleetwood, where they maybe have not had many chances on goal, but the ones that they've had, they've taken it. And that's been the difference. As I've said all along, that if a side has forwards like Evans, who's prolific, Madden, who's a 20-goal season player, chances will come and chances will be taken. And the subs that Joey's made, I think, have been superb as well.
Right moments.
Sometimes fans get on the back of managers of players coming on and off, but the ones he's made today has been superb. And we question the starting 11. I'm not questioning him anymore.
Paul, Luke Weiler comes and claimed and does well. Brilliant. But like we said, who should we bring on? And we looked at Evans, looked at Duffy, Mackay. And I think our opinion on Mackay changed when we went 1-0 up and we saw 4 or 5 minutes left. And you think maybe Coots or Burns. And they brought Coots on. And my man of the match is Jay Matete. Who's your man of the match, Sam?
My man of the match, yeah. Matete for me has been just, yeah, I'll go for him. And I think Evans has come on and been superb as well. A bit of a game changer for me. But due to him playing a bit longer on the pitch, I'll go for Matete as well. He's just, when he's got the ball, he's not been afraid to run at defenders. And that's where kind of a decision comes where they lose a player and down to 10 men. So, yeah, for me, Matete for his performance today. And may long that continue with him.
The Kosovo man of the match is number 36, Jay Matete. Ched and Paddy Nevern. I know it's Nevern. Ched's been outstanding today. And I'm one that like Ched. I've been a critic of him in the past, but again, he's done so well since coming on. And the defence for me has been amazing. Connolly and Luke Weiler comes, claims, scrambled away, and Andrew. And getting this clean sheet on the road is massive. Luke Weiler comes and he's okay.
Look at that togetherness, Ben. that togetherness that he might have dropped it, or he's been under pressure. Let me just watch this back because I'm not sure if he drops it or it's due to
he dropped it. And Conley's there again.
Due to a punch.
He's that
no, to be fair,
Conley, and then Andrew defending where Conley was on the line, and Andrew does so well to get it off the line, and that should be it. And,
Akinde runs into him, Ben, doesn't he? And for a keeper to stand his ground and not flap at it and push it the other way instead of going backwards is great from the goalkeeper. And he's got players around him to clear the ball, like you said. I think it was Connolly or Mulgrew there, and that just sums up. They've been a gritty performance from the back line, and they've taken the chances, as Super Unlucky Me says, that they've missed theirs and Fleetwood have taken theirs. So, a great victory. Great victory for Fleetwood.
The opposite of the other day, Sam. Exactly the opposite of the other day. And Madden, Ched up and running, and both kind of helped each other both out for their goals. And full time, Fleetwood, we've 1 minute, we've done 3 rare things. We've won on the road. We've kept a clean sheet on the road, and we didn't concede an injury time. That's much like it. And Barton's really got them rallied. And Barton again pulls off another massive statement victory. The 3 sides that we beat in Burton, Gillingham and Hull now are both good sides. We wish Gillingham best of luck for the season, but both goals are terrific. I'm interested to see, Evans is such a small man, but a big character. I'm interested to see them two shaking hands at the end. A clean sheet on the road, Sam, and a win on the road.
Yeah, more importantly, the 3 points, but what will impress Dave Lucas there is on the screen, walking towards the right-hand side. The goalkeeper coach, he'll be really pleased with his defenders and goalkeeper in a tough situation. I'm not sure what Gillingham are really complaining about, whether it's the second yellow card for Ogilvie. Andy Mangan there trying to shut Evans up a little bit because he's probably mouthing off. But at the end of the day, his side weren't, to me, fully at the races. Fleetwood stood the ground. Yeah, Luke's, I wouldn't want to mess with Baz Craney or Dave Lucas there. But again, one side's taking the chances. As in the comments, we've got 20 new comments already. Wow.
HDL. We are 2 likes away from 50, by the way. Just noticed that. So if you could like, that'd be appreciated. And also subscribe if you're new to the channel. Also subscribe to Sam. Link is in the description. Fingers crossed that's the start of the run now, Sam, because that's a massive victory for Fleetwood.
That's a massive, especially when games are coming thick and fast, and you know that tough games come up at Oxford next Saturday, I believe so. And that's not going to be an easy game, but going to a place like Gillingham where most teams struggle due to the physicality. But for me, I think having no crowd in there has helped Fleetwood not get on the backs, make it a more nervy atmosphere than it could have been. But 2 players that have made the difference, or 3, should I say, Matete, Evans and Madden, and they 3 points and a nice journey back for Fleetwood.
100%. And where's that move us up in the table? We'll just have I'll have a quick look at that now.
I'm going to have to go soon because my team are playing in a minute. So
we're going to end the stream in about a minute or 2. So thanks for those that have watched. It's been a great live. It's been a great stream. Really enjoyed it. I thank Sam for coming on, and hopefully see you Tuesday, Sam. And again, it's gonna be a difficult game Tuesday. Shrewsbury at home, but Joey Barton's men will be in full confidence, won't they, Sam?
Yeah, they certainly will be. And Martin just pulled the stat there about where Fleetwood position currently in 11th. A great place to be at this stage in the season. And it's amazing what a win can do. Passing nearly 60% possession for Fleetwood, 10 shots, 2 on target. And ultimately, that's the difference. Gillingham had 10 shots, 5 on target. So credit to Fleetwood's defenders. They've blocked shots. The goalkeeper saved them. But ultimately, the 2 chances that Fleetwood had on target have been 2 goals. So fair play, good performance, and great to get the 3 points.
Absolutely. And thank you guys for watching. I hope you did enjoy it. It's been great to have Sam on, as always. So thank you, Sam. I hope you've enjoyed coming on. And it's been great to have your analysis. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you did enjoy the live stream. We'll be back at 6:45. I think it's a 7 o'clock kickoff on Tuesday, Sam. Correct me if I'm wrong. For the Shrewsbury game. Thank you for watching. I will see you later. Hope you've enjoyed the stream, guys. See you later. Up the cards. That's how it feels to finally win a game. Joey Barton's Red and White Army.